Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
And we welcome you in to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO Sports Network. I'm Seth Wilson. We are in McDonald County, Anderson, Missouri, as the Indians are getting ready to take on the Mustangs of McDonald County. Seneca comes in with a record of 6-0 after defeating Carl Junction last week by a score of 42-7. They're on the road tonight, and McDonald County comes in with a record of 4-2, narrowly escaping Aurora last week 21-14. These two schools have a lengthy history going back several decades. We'll break that down a little bit later on tonight. I'm joined by Ben Walcott and Coach Daryl Harbaugh. I'm not even sure if Coach Harbaugh is even listening to us. He's over there talking on the sideline. We'll start with Ben. Ben, it's always fun to have a rivalry game to start things up tonight. Can expect a tough physical game between these two schools.
Yeah, we'll preview the coaches show a little bit. Cody talks about how he doesn't know what they feed him down here. They're always big and physical on the offensive line. It's kind of like what happened last week against Carl Junction. Seneca going to be a little bit outside. It's going to come down to, can the physicality of Seneca match the bigness of McDonald County here tonight?
A lot of physicality out there in the field. Both teams missing key players. Kai Adams out with injury tonight. He's not going to be playing. Boston Prober not out tonight as well for the Indians. On the McDonald County side, number 3 for McDonald County, that is Leo Soas. He's out. I think he's got a torn ACL. I believe the center's out as well for McDonald County. He may be suited up. We'll see if he ends up playing or not. Either way, both teams dinged up. Week 7 of the season, and you kind of hate to see that, but that's what happens when you have a long season starting here tonight. Coach, you've taught at both schools. You've coached at both schools. What does this game mean to both sides on the sideline?
Well, I mean, you're close. Seneca and Mack County, they're close together. They're not very far away. Yeah, it's a rivalry. They know one another. They look at each other. I mean, when I was coaching here, that football team, those guys that I had in class, they would be paying attention to what Seneca was doing. And I guarantee Seneca guys were paying attention to what Mack was doing. It's just they grow up together. They're not very far apart. And, we meet the borders. And they're both country kids. And, they know one another, and they pay attention to one another, and it's a rivalry, trust me. They want to do good. Mack County tonight wants to show up and play hard against Seneca, and they always do.
They always play hard against Seneca. Last year was a 49-21 score. Seneca was up 42-7 at one point in that game. The year before that, Seneca had a little bit wider margin, but the year before that, Seneca lost. That's the last time McDonald County defeated Seneca. That was at home. That would have been Morgan Vaughn and Jackson Mars, their sophomore year, I believe it was, back in 2023, if I do my math correctly. No, 2022, I think is the last time.
I think you're correct.
So 3 years in a row Seneca has won, but McDonald County did win that one last year. They won it that 1 year. That was a 35-14 score, I believe it was, there at home at Tom Hodge Field. So they definitely know how to get the job done against the Indians. Coach Hoover has a good staff down here. He's built a program. They've taken their hits here and there. This year they'll run that 4-2 record. They're ready to go against the Seneca Indian Ball Club. We're going to step aside. We'll take a 1-minute break. We come back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors: People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And we welcome you back here to McDonald County, Anderson, Missouri, as the Indians and the Mustangs are about 40 minutes away from kickoff tonight. Let's recap last week against Carl Junction. Seneca started out on offense, found themselves behind the chains early, and they went 4 and out as Seneca saw a new defensive front from Carl Junction. Indians hadn't seen that, hadn't seen it on film, weren't expecting that, so they had to make some adjustments on the fly. They gave up 1 first down as CJ had the ball, but forced Carl Junction to punt. Seneca again found themselves behind the chains again on a holding penalty, but they were able to regroup. Then on a 4th and goal from the 2, Roman Miller punched it in for the first score of the night. The kick was blocked, and Seneca led 6-0. The defense all night long had a bend but don't break mentality as Carl Junction picked up a first down before being forced to punt on their next possession, pinning the Indians on their own 14-yard line. 1 play later, Probert took the blast to the right and took off. He was caught at the 2-yard line with Ballard from Carl Junction, forcing a fumble that went off Probert's knee and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, so there were 6 points left off the board by the Indians. Seneca again only allowed 1 first down and forced Carl Junction to punt once more. The Indians marched 59 yards downfield, capped off by Miller's 11-yard touchdown scamper, and the Indians went for 2, making it 12-0 as the 2-point conversion failed. Another Bulldog possession, another punt forced by the Indians' defense. The Indians then went on their longest drive of the night, covering 5 minutes off the clock, and Probert was able to score from 4 yards out, making it 18-0 at the half. After the break, Seneca forced CJ to punt once again. Miller was able to score from 31 yards out, capping an 80-yard drive. And then Carl Junction appeared to be in prime territory at the Indians' 9-yard line on their next possession, but a fumble on the snap allowed Jace Renfro to jump on top of it, and Seneca was on the verge of scoring again as Miller took the handoff from the 4. But again, he fumbled it out of the back of the end zone where Carl Junction recovered. 1 more score by Miller, and Lopez Durman traded a touchdown run with Probert, and Probert added Probert added a connection to Jude King to make the final score 42-7. Been a couple of huge turnovers by the Indians offense, leaving potentially 12 to 16 points on the field instead of on the scoreboard. Could have been more of a lopsided game, even though the Indians got into turbo clock mode against the Bulldogs. 593 yards of offense last week. Not a bad night in the Valley from the offensive side of the field. What do you do as an opposing coach to slow down this run? Because Seneca averages right around 9.8 yards per game, and we saw CJ basically putting 8 to 9 guys in the box to slow down the run.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a hard time slowing down this Seneca team. It's a defensive coach's nightmare trying to figure out what to do, because if you put 8 or 9 guys in the box, you see what happens. Jude King was able to have a 46-yard touchdown pass there at the end of the night, which is something that hasn't really happened yet this year. And those wide receivers, they've done a great job blocking, but they want to go out and catch some passes as well. So you have to think that's going to be coming here at some point too.
Well, Probert was efficient on the night. The ground game was efficient. The aerial attack was efficient. Probert was 6 of 8 on the night for right around 190-something yards with a touchdown pass to King. And so it's definitely 8, 9 guys in the box. It's going to leave something open for the passing attack. And now that they know the Indians can pass, what do you do? I mean, it's just so crazy.
The other thing is you put 8 or 9 guys in the box. If you can get to that second level, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Coach, you got something?
No, I was just going to say the same thing, Ben. I mean, you cram the box, you make a crease, he's gone. And there's no one there to adjust his time. Not unless that you can match Seneca's speed on defense. That's the only way.
Now, Ballard from the Carl Junction last week was a fast safety, flying down, making plays. I mean, I don't know how many tackles he had last week. I don't have the stats on that in front of me. But he had so many tackles last week. He came up and just took Probert and Miller's knees away from him after a 7 or 8 yard gain. I mean, even though they're still getting 7 or 8 yards, he was busy all night long.
Well, I tell you, he was hurting on the sideline too, because he was taking a beating. I mean, he's a good kid. I mean, tough kid, and he kept sticking his nose in there, and we just kept running over top of him. I mean, I saw one Roman Miller. Here he come. He started diving at his legs, and Roman Miller just went down and pile drived him right in the ground. I mean, right on top of him. I mean, I know that had to hurt.
Yeah, Miller's a tough back to bring down for sure. And Ballard, I mean, Coach Hilburn talked about him after the game. I think he said he played with his dad at Missouri Southern. Good family, great kid. And Ballard's a tough football player, fast, able to chase Probert down on that long potential touchdown run, and caught him from behind. So I bet Probert's going to hang on to the ball a little bit better if he has a breakaway. He may be carrying that ball all the way to the sideline, not handed it back to the ref if he scores tonight. So defensively, Indians able to get off the field and force several punts last week. 5 of 5 in the first half on defensive series, forcing a punt for the Bulldogs against the Bulldogs. We talked about the team speed from Seneca's defense before the game last week, Coach. What else allows this defense to have the success they did last week?
Well, you've got a couple cornerbacks that are playing pretty tough. I mean, we don't give Drew Sherwood enough credit because they put Drew on the toughest receiver every week, and nobody hears of him. Nobody hears nothing of the kid. I mean, Drew's out there shutting the kid down, and you never pay attention to it. And the other coaches know it. Coaches know it. But the other team, the people in the stands, they don't understand that. All they know is Drew's out there running around. And he's not doing nothing. He's not making any tackles. Well, guess what? Their quarterback can't throw it. We're sacking him in the back because Drew Sherwood's draped all over their best receiver. And that's the way it'll be tonight.
Yeah, it is nice to have a shutdown type of corner out there. You got him. I mean, I know Graham and Haynes are in the
Laughlin.
Laughlin's the second shutdown corner too. He's on his guy quite a bit. I mean, we lost Jagger. It's unfortunate, but I mean that's just kind of how it is. He's got a good baseball career ahead of him. Can't blame him for that whatsoever. He was a fantastic corner for us, making those touchdown-saving tackles over and over again. So our secondary is improved so much over the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, and let's talk about Blaze Graham also. It's safety. I mean, he's doing a better job reading the quarterback's eyes at safety. I mean, his brother was a good one, and he's doing a good job when they have to do pass defense. And you talk about coming downhill. I mean, him and Hunter Haynes coming downhill on the run support. I mean, that's pretty tough. Those kids as their defensive scheme, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, Haynes had so many tackles last week, finding that gap and shooting it, and he was mad at himself. He told you in that interview last week after the game he missed that touchdown-saving tackle, and so he gets upset with himself. He expects more of himself because he knows he can do better, and I mean, he had a great game last week. So.
Well, you can chew that kid out as a coach, but he's already chewed himself out worse than you'll ever do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's harder on himself than a coach is. And as a coach, you see that as a kid, and you got to get up there and say, pat him on the back and say, you'll get it. I understand.
Yeah.
You missed one, tripped or something. You missed one. You'll get it the rest of the time.
Held CJ last week to 5 of 14 on third down conversion attempts. Carl Junction did not go for it one time on fourth down last week. Kind of a crazy stat right there.
Well, you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, late in the game, you wonder why they didn't. But man, they were getting beat up. Let's just put that one.
The other thing is you get them in third and long, you have a hard time deciding on what you're going to do. And even if it's third and medium, if you're at, Seneca's 45-yard line, you're kind of hemming and hawing because if you don't get it, on the flip side, it could be a 55-yard run in one play.
Well, they did punt on their first possession. They went 8 plays, started on their own 34, 3 minutes off the clock. They punted. It was only still an 18-0 game, so they were trying to play field possession still for early in the second half, thinking and then they fumbled it on a nice drive. They would have made it probably 26-7 at that point, but they had fumble going in on that snap. That was the only turnover of the night for Carl Junction. So they were playing that type of mentality, a field possession type of mentality.
Yeah, we had Carl Junction had speed side to side. Okay, where we got him last week was running up the middle, Probert and Roman Miller going up the middle on those guys, taking it straight to them. That's where we was breaking some of those loose.
And they were such big guys up front, too. Our offensive line, I mean, we can't talk enough about those guys. I know sometimes we kind of let it go, and Coach Hilber and I interviewed him this week about those guys up front and how they progress. And, I mean, those guys just clear the way for Probert and Roman to run through, whoever else.
I mean, you think about it, it's basically 4 new starters on that offensive line for Seneca, and really, other than that first game, they haven't really missed a beat. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, no, I was just going to say, nobody gives those big rumps up front and, much love. I mean, the stands in there, the coaches, trust me, the coaches know and understand exactly how important those guys are. They see somebody break loose and run a touchdown, and they think, oh, yeah, great, he's getting his name in his paper. Nobody talks about the 5 up front or the 6 up front that have just took everybody out and let him do that.
Yeah, it's definitely a big plus whenever your offensive line is able to pick up the slack pick up kind of where the other team left off from a year before. Also, Carl Junction offensively last week, 212 total yards, 155 through the air, 57 on the ground. When you hold that Lopez Dermott to 57, 51 yards, I think is what he had, that's a remarkable accomplishment because he is a tough runner, physical runner. I mean, just he has the speed too, and just amazing that they were able to shut him down last week to 51 yards.
Well, the other thing is Cody talked about it in the coaches show and then talked about it after the game. They're like Seneca. They want to run the ball first. You make them one-dimensional, and Seneca was able to do that. They were in a world of hurt.
Man, go ahead, Coach.
Well, that's that speed. I mean, trust me, when you come to running the football, that's that speed at linebacker. We got the kids up front that make you have to understand, you got Jace Renfro up front. I can't remember 73's name. Landon Hartgee up front. The more I see him on film, I like that kid more and more. And you got
Aiden
Crane, and you got Pendergraft. Those four up there are doing their job. And what they're doing is taking away the blockers so the linebackers can run free. You see Roman Miller and Probert and all them guys, Kai Abbott, you see them guys making a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That's all due to the four up front.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
It's time for 60 Seconds with the Seneca Senior. We're here with Gentry Barnes, and your first question is, what is your favorite sport other than football?
Track.
And what position would you like to play in the football field other than the position you play now?
Tight end, but I'm slow.
And what's your favorite food?
My mom's chicken Alfredo.
And what is your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Golf.
And who's your favorite sports team?
OU or Dallas Cowboys.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Deion Sanders.
And what is your favorite subject in school?
Math.
And what are your plans after high school?
Go play football somewhere.
Who is your role model?
Coach Over.
And if you could tell your family anything, what would you want to tell them?
That I'm rich.
All right, that's been 60 Seconds with Gentry Barnes. And we're back here in Anderson, Missouri, as we are just about we're 27 minutes away from kickoff here tonight against the Mustangs of McDonald County. You just heard from Gentry Barnes, the senior spotlight, 60 Seconds with the Seneca Senior. That's so hard to say. I've not butchered it too many times, but
are you going to get this done by the end of the year?
We'll get there. We'll get there for sure. It's time for the Southwest shout-out. Last week we gave a shout-out to the Seneca Cheer Squad as they won the regional, and we'll go for their 6th straight championship this fall. This week we're going to give a shout-out to Maddie Almond. She had a shout-out last week. She's a cheerleader, but she also qualified for state in girls golf this last week, shooting a 108 on Wednesday at Bill and Payne Stewart Golf Course in Springfield, Missouri. She did a great job, so she just made the cut. She's going to qualify. I'm not sure where the state tournament's at, Coach. Do you know where that's at? Do you have info on that?
I do not know when the state tournament is. I'll find out right quick. But, Seth, I think there's one other, too. Let me check on that, too.
Elizabeth Olson, she was one shot off of making state this year. She shot a 109, so she did a great job. I want to congratulate her on a terrific career as a Seneca golfer, and Maddie Almond also, too. I want to recognize her for qualifying for state this year. It's unfortunate that Ellie was only one shot off, but we want to give those ladies a nice shout-out for the incredible job that they did at the district tournament this year. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, that's true. You were right. Just one shot off, and and she did a great job. She's just one shot short.
Tough. They would probably beat me out there on the golf course. I would probably be
I've seen you play, and I would have money on them.
I know. You've seen me play. I'm good for about 1 out of 75, 80 shots. So if we play a scramble. But that's our Southwest shout-out tonight. Maddie Allman and Ellie Olson, the girls' golf team in Seneca, Missouri at the high school. So congratulations to those young ladies on a good career for Ellie, and then also to Maddie for qualifying for state. That'll be coming up soon. Time for Seneca by the numbers, 3,082 total yards in the year, 65% completion percentage, 2,633 rushing yards, 39 rushing touchdowns, and 3 passing touchdowns. Time for another break. We'll take it right now. We'll have it come back with our other senior spot right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In his Hall of Fame induction speech, former Eagles safety Brian Dawkins said that much of his success could be attributed to the pain that he experienced. His stories of overcoming adversity were great reminders that character development happens during significant seasons of pain and suffering. As followers of Jesus, God uses our desperate seasons of life to reveal himself. Times of testing are used to strengthen us and prepare us to do what he has in store. The Bible tells us, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings, that you may also rejoice and be glad when his glory is revealed. So today, let's view our pain as an opportunity that can lead to success. Through perseverance, we can glorify God and bless others. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for 60 Seconds with a Seneca Senior. We're here with Drew Sherwood. First question is, what is your favorite sport other than football?
My favorite sport other than football is baseball.
And what position would you want to play other than the position you play now on the field?
I would want to play safety.
And what is your favorite food?
My mom's tacos.
And what's your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Golfing with my friends.
And who is your favorite sports team?
The Oklahoma Sooners.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Jaron Duran from the Red Sox.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
Science.
And what are your plans after high school?
I plan on going and play baseball at Connor State.
Okay. And who is your role model?
My role model is my mom.
And if you could tell your family one thing, what would you want to tell them?
I love them.
All right, that's been 60 Seconds with Drew Sherwood.
And we welcome you back here as the Indians are getting ready to take on the Mustangs of McDonald County. In about 23 minutes, it is time for the blast from the past. Last week, we looked at the team from 1999. Tonight, we're going to rewind, or I guess fast forward from where we were last week. Either way, we're going to look at 2019 squad. Not that long ago, they started that season at home against Springfield Catholic. And they started out strong, building a 20-point lead, but ended up falling to Springfield Catholic 26-41. Trey Wilson had 120 yards on 15 carries that night and 1 touchdown. In week 2, Seneca made the long track over to Reed Spring, beating the Wolves 28-16. They defeated Nevada in week 3, 39-18. Defeating Cassville by 7 in week 4, 28-21. Lamar by 4. At Lamar, 15-11. In that win, Trey Wilson had 16 carries for 161 yards and 1 score. Monty Mills had 17 carries and 115 yards and a score. And Lance Stevens was 1 for 6 for 38 yards. They fell to Monette the following week, 28-35. And they fell to Mount Vernon, 12-21. And they wrapped up the regular season with wins against East Newton and McDonald County, 41-26 and 34-27. They opened up the playoff against Reed Spring again and defeated them by 7, 21-14. Then they went on to face the top-seeded Mountaineers in the district, looking to revenge their regular season loss, and revenge was served that night. Dane Napier had a late interception to seal the win as the Mountaineers were driving, and the Indians won 14-12 to move on to the district championship game against Cassville. In that game, Seneca went 20-7, and Drake Reese kicked a 45-yard field goal before half to make it 20-10, Seneca leading. Seneca failed to score in the second half, though, falling by 30-20 against the Wildcat team in that 2019 season. The Wildcats went on to the state championship game that year where they fell. Don't remember the final score off the top of my head. I think they faced Odessa, if I'm not mistaken. I think they played Blair Oaks in the semifinals and drawing a blank right now. Trinity Catholic in the quarterfinals and a mudfest game, but Seneca definitely had a great season that year. Lance Stevens was 70 of 129 on the season with 1,050 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Trey Wilson had 1,892 yards on 224 carries. Monty Mills had 1,050 yards on 148 carries. Preston Armstrong had 15 receptions for 306 yards. Mills had 13 receptions for 264 yards. Grant Hoover was named first-team all-conference center. Dathan Long, receiver. Jacob Sampson, tight end. Lance Stevens, quarterback. Monty Mills, all-purpose back. Trey Wilson, running back, and he was named Offensive Player of the Year in the Big 8 Conference on the west side. Defensively, first-team selections for all-conference. Dathan Long at defensive end. Nick Arrowsmith at linebacker. Zane Cotton at defensive back. Monty Mills at defensive back. Second-team all-conference, Garrett Babbitt, offensive guard, and Preston Armstrong at receiver. Second-team all-conference, defensive tackle. Zach Cox, Levi Ketchum at linebacker, and Lance Stevens at punter. Honorable mention defensive end Skylar Commons and Ryan Rainey at defensive back. All district was Caden Hancock at offensive line, Skylar Commons at defensive end, Grant Hoover offensive line, Nick Arrowsmith at linebacker, Dathan Long at tight end, Trey Wilson at running back, Zane Cotton at defensive back, and Monty Mills at defensive back. Seneca ranked 10th in the final final regular season poll after all the state championships in Class 3. We want to salute that team of 2019 as Seneca, another great team of Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll have the coaches show right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In team sports, it isn't uncommon to hear about teammates getting into fights. But when tensions arise between teammates, the conflict needs to get settled immediately. By not letting the frustrations fester, the team can stay focused on attaining greater success as a unit. The same is true in our own lives. Even followers of Jesus experience tension with each other. But the Bible says, if someone says, I love God, but hates a fellow believer, that person is a liar. For if we don't love people we can see, how can we love God whom we cannot see? And he has given us this command: those who love God must also love their fellow believers. Although conflict is inevitable as imperfect people, if we understand what loving God really means, we will love his people too. So today, let's try to bring resolution to any outstanding conflicts and fight for unity with fellow believers. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for the Cody Hilburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hilburn.
I always like to do an offensive line check this time of year for you guys. Having 2 1,000-yard rushers at this point in the season is quite the accomplishment. I'm sure you guys, all the guys running the ball, will give credit to where credit is due with that offensive front. But tell us about that offensive line / tight end and how they progressed throughout the season, having basically 6 new guys up there in different places.
Yeah, I'm proud of where they're at right now. I think they're farther along than I thought they would be. But you're right, brand new. The one guy we had returning was Jace Renfro, but we changed him over to our quick guard position from center, so it's brand new for him as well. But Jace is kind of the leader for us up front. He's one guy with experience, but you got Brock Pendergraft at a tackle spot for us that got some starts last year. And they're kind of our leaders up front, and they play right beside each other, and they've been through some of this grind in the middle of the season. Jeffrey Todd, we got playing center, doing a tremendous job. There's so much of our offense that revolves around timing and going in motion, and that requires a good snap. And he's been great with that all year long. Big Gentry Barnes is a kid that's always had the frame to be a quality offensive line for us. He's 6'5", 260. He can cover you up in a hurry and starting to really figure it out and then play well. Played his best game of the year last week. And then we got a young kid in Landon Hughes playing tackle for us. That's tough for a sophomore to play the offensive line, the Big 8. But he's the strongest sophomore I've had since I've been here. He's a 500-pound squat kid, 315 bench. So his body was ready to play on Friday nights. But mentally, it's tough to go out there with all the physicality that goes in on every Friday night. And then Jude King, we've talked about Jude some and paid his dues playing behind maybe one of the better tight ends that's ever came through, Seneca and Hagen Ginger. And they get better every week, but there's a reason they do. It's not just naturally happen. We had them in for film this morning at 7 a.m. and we're still, slowing down first steps, working double teams. And, this morning, working on Gentry's first step vertical on a post double team and little details like that. And they understand the little things, our footwork and things like that are what ultimately make us good up front. And it's only week 6, and we're not content where we are, and they want to get better.
Currently, you guys are -2 in the turnover takeaway ratio. While turnovers are not a high mark, 7 through 6 games, do you guys look at that from a coaching staff and address anything? You just kind of, it's the nature of the game at this point?
Yeah, it's odd. It's frustrating for us. I think we fumbled the ball a total of 3 times in 14 games last year. So we don't like that we're putting the ball on the ground like this. And you go back and you look, are we doing anything differently? And we're not. You know, the way we drill ball security, I think we do it more than maybe anybody in the state. We spend a lot of time on ball security, but we're continuing to look for ways that relate to this group, and maybe we need to teach it differently. But yeah, it's a focus. We want to clean that up and obviously be on the plus side at some point.
You guys got Jude King off of injury, and not having to wear that splint anymore too much out there, that cast anymore out there. But we know Adams went down with a hand-wrist injury. We saw Gasaway with a lower extremity injury, not kicking anymore. Can you guys give us a little bit of an update on those guys and who's going to fill in those positions?
Yep, the year of adversity continues, and that's all right. That's our theme this week is don't flinch, and sometimes in life you get adversity as well, and you just gotta go. You don't have time to sit around and sulk. But no, Magnus, he's all right. All 98 pounds of him out there. I don't know why Carl Junction felt like they needed to get him blocked, but they went after him pretty good there. But I think he's going to be all right this week and get him back out there. Kai, we'll find out more tomorrow. He goes to the doctor, and we're hoping to get some good news there. But yeah, we got to have next man up mentality. And I know that's kind of coach speak, but we have guys, Cyball has a start for us already at linebacker, won this year. And then Jude King was a backup linebacker for us last year and was kind of one play away and got some reps. And we've kept him off that side of the ball because he's had the broken arm and kind of tough to wrap up and things like that. But he'll be back in the mix on that side of the ball as well.
Carl Junction was a bigger team up front, both on both sides of the ball. They had experienced running back and quarterback. How were you guys able to limit their offensive production to just 57 yards on the ground and 155 through the air?
Well, I told you in the pregame that they're very similar to us. They want to be a run first offense, and so we got to stop what they want to do first and foremost. And we made them one dimensional. We did that, holding them to 57 yards on the ground. I think we held the running back to 53 yards, which is extremely tough to do with that offensive line and that running back. So very proud of our defense. I think anytime you make someone one-dimensional and you make them do something kind of their plan B, you're in pretty good shape on that side of the ball.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Traveling south this week to McDonald County, they have a fast quarterback in Ryder Martin who's able to sling the ball well too. They're down a running back, but they have another big body back in the backfield. What challenges do they present on offense that could cause some issues in the defense from their skill players?
I think the toughest thing with McDonald County is they're not one-dimensional. They're okay doing either, and they're going to take what the defense gives you. So we got to be so sound on both things. Obviously, their offense, 90% of it runs through Ryder. Tremendous athlete, tremendous kid. But, yeah, he can make plays, and you can have someone accounted for him, and he still makes plays. And that's the scary part is at some point we're going to have a one-on-one with that kid, and we got to keep him contained and get him on the ground. And then if we stop him running the ball, they got two very good receivers, two all-conference type receivers that can run, and we got to limit explosive plays.
We go from Carl Junction, who had big bodies up front, to McDonald County, who's got big bodies up front, but they're a little bit inexperienced as far as age and grade. But week 7 of the season, sophomores kind of playing like juniors now. What are some keys for you guys to win the battle in the trenches this week?
Yeah, I don't know what they feed their kids down there, but every single year they're just huge up front, and both defensive tackles are 300 pounds, and both defensive ends are 230 pounds, and It makes it tough for doing what we want to do, but kind of like last week, we gotta deliver some body blows early, and stay in the fight, and we may look like 3 and 4 yard gains, and then we can't get frustrated with that. And hopefully, our kids are able to wear some of those bigger guys down in the third and the fourth quarter.
Defensively, they're giving up 26 points per game. They're a physical team every time we play them. What do you look for them defensively this week?
Yeah, they've done more defensively this year. Historically they're a 4-man front, and that meets their personnel really well. But they've been so good at stopping the run, and they've given us fits in the past because they've had the 4 defensive linemen, the linebackers, to stop the run. They're big in the box, and that's obviously a concern. And we feel like we're probably going to get a really heavy box again this week with some man coverage, and we want to continue to run the football, obviously. But if the number games dictate that we need to throw it a little bit, we need to be better at that portion of our offense as well.
With this being a little bit of a rivalry game, what do you do as a coaching staff to kind of eliminate those plays or those penalties after plays have ended? Because we've seen that happen here and there where you guys get the big, X on your back at this point. Around the last 2 seasons at 13-1, you kind of get a little bit chippy out there at times. What do you guys do to help eliminate that from your players?
Yeah, we had the one game with Monette that was an issue, and that was obviously addressed in a manner that it should never happen again. But you're right, and our kids have to understand that we get everybody's best game every week. I mean, everybody's ready to play us, and we're going to get their best effort, and they're going to be fired up, and we just have to understand that. And there's a difference in getting the penalty, a holding penalty or a pass interference. Our kids play extremely hard, and they're extremely emotional. I want them to play like that. I want them to have edge, and I want them to compete their tails off. But when that whistle blows, we got to be smart, and we don't need to retaliate, and we don't need to get the last contact. And that's not who we are. But just realizing that people are coming for us and refuse to be hunted, and flip that right around and get back on the hunt.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back. You just heard from the head coach of the Seneca Indians, Coach Cody Hilburn. Tonight, Seneca at McDonald County. This series dates back to 1966 when McDonald County consolidated, merging all the smaller schools together into one high school. Before that, Seneca used to play Nolan, Anderson, etc. Seneca holds the current advantage since 1966, 43-8-1. But as mentioned before, cannot take this team lightly. They will be physical. They always play Seneca tough. They're going to run primarily a shotgun offense. They run a little bit of pistol. They run, they pass, they run pass option. Seneca will have to be on their game defensively tonight to stop whatever McDonald County and Coach Heaver will throw at them. Also, shouldn't look at the scoreboard of the recent games too much. Only put up 21 on Aurora, but they also turned the ball over several times. They were able to come back from being down and get within a score of the Cubs from Monette a few weeks ago, and that final score ended up being 50-40. And they defeated Cassville by a wider margin than the Indians did. Cassville was actually up, I think, at one point 14-7 early in that contest. So we haven't talked about the Seneca defense a lot this year, and their team. We have talked about the Seneca defense a lot this year and their team speed. However, tonight they have a very capable wide receivers on the edge, and Ryder Martin, quarterback, can make anything happen. Ben, how do the Indians go about containing this explosive offense for McDonald County?
I think it's the big thing, and Seneca has seen some teams that have scrambling quarterbacks. You have to contain him. You don't want to get too far upfield and let him have that lane where he can throw or pass, because that's where those quarterbacks are the most dangerous.
They had some success. McDonald County did throwing screens against Nevada. Do they take a page out of Monette's playbook and run screens against the Seneca defense?
I would. On offense, you call them pick plays. Or rub routes. Defense calls them pick plays because they're pass interference. And so I think that's what you try and do is you set that inside wide receiver out and then put that outside wide receiver and have him go in, and you have a lead blocker there. So I don't know why you want it, as you're going to see probably the kitchen sink thrown at Seneca here tonight.
On defense, McDonald County has run a 4-2 pretty much consistently with 5 defensive backs. At times, we've seen them walk up a couple of the outside guys to show a 6-man front against a run-heavy team. Against Nevada, though, they more of a run-heavy team. They ran a traditional 4-2. Against Monette, you never know what you're going to see. You might see a little bit of a 3-man front against them tonight and walking up the outside linebacker to make it look like a 4-man front. Coach, we saw Carl Junction have their safety 7 yards off the ball, 9 guys be in the box. This week, Seneca might see something similar against McDonald County. What do you see the Indians needing to do tonight to move the ball effectively?
I mean, if you're going to play Seneca defensively, if I was going to play Seneca defensively, I would go man-to-man, and I would try everything I could, throw the kitchen sink at them defensively, blitzes, combinations, anything I could to take the run game away from Seneca and make them have to throw the football. That's what you're trying to do, and that's what everybody tries to do. The problem is our offensive line is getting good at picking up blitzes because other teams do it all the time. So our guys practice it all the time, and they're getting better at picking up the blitzes, picking up the stunts that the other team is doing. That's the reason you see 8 guys in the box and we break it free.
Yeah, Coach Helburn talked about it a while ago, how he's working on steps with his offensive line. Just the morning, in morning film routine, going over stuff. Hey, you got this guy. How are you going to reach the linebacker? So they're definitely seeing a lot more of that, and it makes them better for it.
When you run zone blocking schemes, okay, so your step is to your zone, and then you climb. If there's nobody there, you climb to backer. If there's someone there, you engage them until the other guy picks them up, and then you climb to backer. And it's a zone scheme that's been working, and the guys are getting better at it, and our running backs are getting better. Roman Miller is getting better at seeing, Probert getting better at seeing the open slot and hitting it.
Well, McDonald County has the habit of coming back from being from behind so many times. Last year they did the same exact thing. They've done similar things this year, being down against Cassville, defeating them earlier this season. Cannot get comfortable with the lead against this team because they do not quit. Ryder Martin has a motor that does not stop at the quarterback position, whether it be run the quarterback sweep, whether it be just throwing the ball downfield on some hitch routes. He does not quit. He takes his team on his back, takes it personal, and carries his team on his back as the game goes on. So look for him to make big things happen. Captains making their way out on the field tonight. For the McDonald County Mustangs, number 8, Brody Rossler. Number 2, Maddox Fegan. Number 36 for McDonald County. I don't have a 36 on my roster. And number 33, J.P. Clarkson for McDonald County. So they're shaking hands at midfield for the Indians. Brody Probert, Jace Renfro, Hunter Haynes, and Roman Miller. It's going to be a fun one tonight, guys. It's going to be about perfect temperature, kind of fall weather, and the evening times have shifted in. Still feels like a little bit of summer during the daytime, but once that sun goes behind that west mountain over there, it cools down pretty quick down here. It's not quite the same valley that Seneca has, but it's a little bit lower as far as coming off the hillside.
36 is Ryder Martin. He's 12 listed on the program, but he is 36.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was 12 when he came out there. Huh.
That's what I was told by the PA guy.
Okay, so Ryder Martin is 36. So throwing a curveball at us already. All right.
He's the guy you got to stop because Ryder gets in the open field.
Yes.
He's gone.
What they like to do, looks like Seneca, I can't see who he tapped on there. I'm not sure. It looks like he tapped to Seneca, or McDonald County won the toss. Looks like they've deferred, and Seneca will receive the ball.
No, I think Seneca deferred.
No,
I think you're right.
I think McDonald County deferred, and Seneca is going to receive the ball going left to right across your TV screen.
Computer screen, tablet, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you're watching it on.
Pre-game show sponsors tonight, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
And Seth, I think for Seneca tonight, Drew Sherwood's going to be key. How about that? That's my key player.
There you go. Thanks. You already answered the question I was going to ask. I didn't want to forget about that. Coach, who do you have for key players tonight?
Who'd you pick him in?
Said Drew Sherwood.
Drew Sherwood?
Yes.
I got to pick Silas Ball because I know Kai Adams is out, and I'm pretty sure Silas Ball is coming in for Kai. And if he's the one spying, whoever the linebacker is that they've got spying Ryder Martin, he's the one that better have a good game.
So I got to spy on him. You know, you've got Roman Miller, who's got a little bit of speed, and so does Probert. Do you send Probert to spy on Martin, or do you send Miller to spy on Martin? That's the question. Let's see what Seneca defense decides to come out and do tonight. But they will be on offense to start this football game.
Well, Seth, you said watch the trick plays, and don't be surprised if there's an onside kick to start.
That's how they started out last year at Tom Hodge Field.
Hey, I just got word that it's not Silas. It's Jude King is moving in to be linebacker.
Okay, so Jude King moving in for the injured Kai Adams this week at linebacker. But we'll see them hopefully in a minute. Hopefully Seneca can handle this opening kickoff and have a good start to this game. Back deep to receive Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes. Number 10, Stephen Benhumia on to kick this one away for McDonald County. And it's going to be a squib kick up the middle that's going to be fielded over on the left side by number 30 at the 32-yard line by Brant Laughlin. No, that's number 3, on the far sideline. That's going to be Landon Sage. He's going to fall forward to about the 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Seneca.
Did a good job there of taking it on that true hop and making sure that he secured it. And Seth, you know, Cody talked about it on the pregame show about how Jude would play more linebacker now that he's got off his cast, and you're going to see it here tonight. But Seneca, I think you may see a jet sweep to start or just pound it right up the middle with Roman Miller.
Probably going to send Haynes in motion. And it's going to be a fake to Haynes. Probert's going to keep it, bounce to the right side. He's got an opening there at the 40-yard line, taking defenders with him across the 48 to the 50-yard line goes Probert. Going to be enough for the first down at midfield.
There's that zone blocking scheme we're talking about, man-to-man pick it up, and Brody Probert picks the right hole.
Yeah, one of the defensive players for Mack County went too far upfield, and Probert blew right by him. You saw it there on the replay.
68, big old body. Max Spurgeon, 6'3", 280 pounds there, playing defensive tackle for McDonald County. A 5-man front here for the Mustangs.
And you have about 9 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a screen pass over to Hunter Haynes. Got blockers in front of him. Tries to spin out of the first contact. He's going to be brought down to the turf at the 47-yard line. Just a 3-yard pickup. Second down and 7.
And that's a play there, Seth, where you have one lead blocker. I think that was Drew Sherwood over on that side. But you have to make a guy miss, otherwise you're only going to get, a couple yards on those.
Seneca going with an empty set this time as Probert's in the backfield by himself. Twins for the Indians. Looks like the defensive end may have jumped off sides. A 3-man front for McDonald County.
They're creeping a linebacker up, though, and a safety.
Probert's just going to run a quarterback sweep to the left side, kind of intercepts a little bit at the left edge, and he takes a big gain forward. We're going to see where they mark his forward progress. He's just shy of the line to gain at the 40-yard line, so a 7-yard pickup. A 6-yard pickup, going to make it third down and 1.
Well, Seth, you noticed that safety on our side, this near side, was creeping up, and they just ran away from him.
Oh, they give him a first down at the 40. Okay. Initially, I thought they had him as at the 41. So it's a 7-yard run for Probert. He needed 7. He got 7. Probert looking over the defense. Handoff's going to go to Miller right up the middle. He's at the 35-yard line, still on his feet, the 25, 20. Taking defenders with him at the 15, trying to strip the ball free. Miller's going to be inside the 10-yard line. First down and goal on the big run right up the middle from Miller.
Once again, that left side able to pick up a block. You have a lead blocker in there. I can't tell if that was Silas Ball lead blocking for him, but a lead block for him. And a huge chunk playing a good job there by Roman Miller to hang on to the football, put 2 hands on, make sure he doesn't get stripped from behind.
First down and go. Probert looking over to Hilburn to the sidelines. They're going to keep with the same play, it looks like. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the left side, dancing around, hits the line of scrimmage, going to fall forward to about the 5-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Second down and goal.
Seneca just trying to go ahead, Darryl.
Well, they're going to mark him at the 6, Seth. I look like he's at the 5, but they're going to mark him back.
Yeah, I'll have to give him the 3 yards on that. Second down and goal, 9:54 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Seneca on their opening drive. Sponsors for tonight's game, Newmack Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. 2 receivers to the near side. Probert going to run to the left side, get behind Silas Ball's block, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert, as he punches it in from 6 yards out, and the Indians strike first on their opening drive.
Well, you see it here. He just follows the lead block of Silas Ball. Good block there by Drew Sherwood out on the corner as well, able to get his guy, and Seneca scampers in for 6.
Brant Laughlin going to hold Magnus Gasaway on to attempt the point after for the Indians.
Good to see him back after.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 9:37 to go here in the opening quarter. Seneca leading 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
And we welcome you back here in Anderson, Missouri. The Indians strike first. Probert taking it in from 6 yards out. 6-play drive for the Indians.
Only took 2:23 off the clock, so that isn't bad if you're the Indians. We always complain about wanting long sustained drives, but when you're getting big chunk plays, there's no need for long sustained drives.
Gasway going to tee this one up for the Indians. Sponsors for tonight's game: People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. Back deep to receive, number 8, Brody Rustler. Waiting the go-ahead here. Gasway's going to give a high sky kick that's going to be fielded at about the 24-yard line. Trying to make a cutback. He's got a little bit of a green, and it's going to be tripped up by, looks like, number 49, Logan Thompson. Number 18 on the return, that's J.W. Riley for the Mustangs as they're set up shop at the 37-yard line.
Seth, since Mason has come in to do the kicking, he's done a good job of angling it, kind of to where his coverage team can try and flow and get there and not allow too much of a big break.
Offset pistol formation for Martin. 3-man front for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to the first man through. He's going to make a cut back upfield. He's going to be wrapped up from behind. Looks like maybe Roman Miller on the stop for the Indians, filling that hole. He saw daylight and ran to it. Jace Renfro also on the stop as the handoff went to Rustler. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, Jace got him from behind, and Jude King's the one that finished it off.
So no gain on the play, maybe 1 yard. We'll give him a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9.
It almost looks like no gain, like you said.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of in the between, so I'm going to give him a yard. Trips to the far side this time for Martin, one receiver to the near side. Hunter Haynes, the deep man, the safety. Martin going to drop back to pass. He's going to run out of it, makes a cut back, still on his feet. He's across midfield, and he's got one man to beat down the sideline. Hunter Haynes takes him out the 35-yard line. A big run there. Got to have contained against Martin because that's what he'll do all night with his feet. He'll burn you. You got a secondary covering downfield, and he will burn you with his feet.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, Seth. Ends got too far upfield, and there was a nice lane for him to go and get a big chunk play.
27-yard pickup for Martin. Offset pistol formation. Martin's going to run the option, just quarterback sweep to the right side, makes a cut back, and there's a whole lot of green to this near side once again. Finally going to be brought down from behind by Hunter Haynes, but not before Martin can get to the 24.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
There's the kid you have to stop right here, Ryder Martin. You got to be disciplined and stay in your lane.
Rubick and Rustler split to the near side, one receiver to the far side. Martin going to drop back, quick hitch pass. That's going to be caught by Rustler on the near side. And Blaze Graham takes him out of bounds at the 15-yard line, just 1 yard shy of the first down, 2nd down and 1.
Sometimes it takes Seneca a little bit on their adjustments. See if they can adjust quickly there. I'm not sure if they were in the zone or if it was man-to-man. Either way, Seneca didn't have that one.
Rubrick going to be split out to the far side, It looks like out there with him is number 9, Gordon. On the near side is Rustler. It's pistol formation. It's going to be a straight handoff up the middle. It's going to make one man miss. First man there was Jude King, unable to get to him, and he's going to have a first down and goal at the 6-yard line as the handoff went to number 10. Pretty sure they said number 10 is Ben Humia. That's going to be a first down and goal.
Marking him at the 7, Seth.
Marking him at the 7?
Yeah,
Okay,
they marked him at the 7-yard line.
8-yard pickup.
See what Seneca can do here. You kind of, like we said, have to have a spy on Ryder Martin.
Ben Humia is a big back, 6 foot, 200 pounds, sophomore running back for McDonald County. It's going to be a handoff to him. He's going to try to bounce to the outside, keeps his feet. Sherman Roman breaking several tackles. Brock Pendergraft and Jace Renfro, they're unable to wrap up, but finally able to wrap him up. But back there looks like Blaze Graham maybe the first one back there, Coach.
Yeah, they had him on the sideline several times. He did a good job breaking a few tackles. They got to make better. They've got to tackle better. When they get a hold of them, they got to be able to hang on.
Yeah, they're there. They just got to wrap up and take them down to the turf.
That almost looked like an all-out blitz for Seneca as they sent everybody into the house and should have had him for a loss.
Here comes the quarterback sweep to the left side with Ryder Martin. He's got the H-back and then one fullback over there, and here it comes as Seneca is going to be able to get to the edge. Roman Miller going to try to get there. He's going to out-sprint Miller to the edge. He's into the end zone for the touchdown.
You know, Seneca, I think that was Jude King had a shot at him, Seth. If he had been able to get to him, you know, you have no gain on the play, maybe a gain of 1, but you can't get that shoestring tackle, and next thing you know, they're only down a point.
3:02 on the time of possession there. Ryder Martin going to hold this one for McDonald County. Looks like the kicker, point after kicker there, maybe number 23. Nope, don't have a 23. 22?
It is a 23.
It is 23, but I don't have a 23 on my roster.
Well, try and figure out who that is. Is it
blocked? Good job coming in from the near side as Hunter Haynes, as he blocks that one. Seneca leads us from 7-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back to Anderson, Missouri. Seneca leading this one 7-6, 6:35 to go here in the first quarter of play. It's going to be one of those games, too, where you just kind of can't let McDonald County hang around. You've got to be able to get up early on them and keep them down. And right now, unable to do it on their first possession as McDonald County moved the ball 63 yards.
I will say, Seth, you know, Seneca did a good job getting a push there on the extra point to keep themselves up by a point.
7 plays, 3 minutes, 2 seconds off the clock for McDonald County on that possession.
You know, I don't think the game will last as long as that Monette game, Seth, but we could be in for that kind of
another
scoring.
squib kick that's going to be fielded by Clay Davidson at about the 34-yard line, and he's going to be he's breaking free. He's going to go down the far sideline to the 40-yard line, finally gets up in it. A big hit coming in there by, it looks like, Benihumia.
I don't know how he escaped there.
Free there. I don't know where that came from, Ben. I thought he was down. I had my head down, starting to write it down.
Yeah, I mean, just missed tackles there by Matt County, and Seneca starting in plus territory. This is where, Seth, you could see Seneca try and take a shot, maybe play action pass. You're in plus territory at the 40. First down isn't a bad down to try and do something a little funky.
First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Trips to the near side for Probert. It's going to be a fake toss sweep to Miller, and then Probert's just going to have to dive forward because he had pressure in his face. Coming from that edge was number 9, Wyatt Gordon. Beat, looks like Jace Renfro in there, and made Probert hesitate just for a second, tripped him up. Probert able to get to the 37, a 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7.
Well, he got under Jace that time. Wyatt Gordon got under Jace, and Jace wasn't able to push him out.
So see, they're probably setting that up, trying to see how they reacted to that toss sweep.
Well, you put everybody on this near side, and then you run away from it. It's
going to send a man in motion. That's going to be Hunter Haynes, and it's going to be Probert taking it to the left side. Excuse me, that was Stone Oiler in motion, and Probert's going to get bottled up, maybe a gain of 1 on the play to the 36, excuse me. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Indians.
And this is what McDonald County wants, Seth, because Seneca behind the chains a little bit here. 2 downs to get 6 yards, because you have to think plus territory, you go for it if it gets to that 4th down play.
They crammed it in. Maybe look for a little option play.
So 5-man front here for McDonald County. There's nobody deep. Closest man's 5 yards off the ball. It's going to be a handoff to Miller. He's going to get behind his big line, taking defenders with him, but he's going to be short of the first down at the 32. 4-yard pickup, 4th down and 2 coming up for the Indians.
Big play here, obviously, for both teams in the early going. We talked about, that game against Monette, Seth. Seneca was down 16-0 before they could breathe, see if they can pick it up here. You got to think this is probably a straight run by Probert because you have a lead blocker in Roman Miller.
Twins for the Indians, or doubles, for the Indians. Probert going to run to the left side, get behind Miller's block. He's going to be at the line of gain, and he's going to reach out and get across the 30-yard line. So 4 plays to get 11 yards there for the Indians, far below their typical average on the season, but it's going to be enough for the first down.
And Seth, that was actually, he had followed the block of Silas Ball. Roman Miller was a wide receiver on this side. I noticed that after the play, but he followed Silas Ball into the hole.
You have to forgive me, Ben. My vision's not what it
was.
Well,
I thought it was Roman Miller too, so I noticed it after the play.
Sherwood and Graham split out to the near side, one receiver to the far side for Probert. Going to send Graham in motion. Graham's going to stop. Going to look for the arrow route. There's going to be a stoppage of play as there was too many men in motion. As they're saying maybe he advanced towards the line of scrimmage, and I guess that's what's going to be the call.
They had Drew Sherwood open there, Seth. Sherwood made a nice catch. That was a nice ball by Probert. Unfortunately for the Indians, it doesn't matter. And, Cody talks about coaches will chew you out, but you're a little more okay with those physical mistakes, holding calls. It's those pre-snap mental mistakes that drive a coach crazy, and why Coach Harbaugh probably has some white hair.
Well, Coach, did you see anything on that play that would have made it be a false start?
I couldn't see that side. I didn't know if Sherwood flinched over there or not.
Same formation once again for the Indians. 2 running backs in the backfield. Probert's going to run the option to Haynes. Haynes is trying to get to the edge. There's going to be a holding penalty coming back on Sherwood as Haynes got shoved as he was out of bounds. No penalty flag thrown on that one. You throw the holding penalty, but Haynes is clearly out of bounds, and somebody finishes him off after he's out of bounds already. No flag. So back-to-back penalties for the Indians here. Both of them coming from this near side judge. He may have Coach Hoover in his ear giving him some help. It's going to march him back 10 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 25. And this is what we talk about, Seth, with behind the chains.
As they march this one off, Seneca went with a little bit different look with Haynes in the backfield with Probert.
You still could run a jet sweep potentially.
Well, a 1st down and 25 situation, if you're a defensive coordinator, do you lighten the box a little bit if you're expecting a little bit of a pass from the Indians?
Well, here's the problem. You lighten the box, Seneca can run for 15, 20 yards and make it 2nd down and short.
5 defensive linemen for the Mustangs are throwing the backside screen to Blaze Graham. He hauls it in. He's at the 40-yard line, still on his feet to 35, still on his feet to 20, and finally brought down at the 27-yard line. I said 20. 27-yard line is where he's going to end up at 26. Nope, 27. I was right the first time. Second-guessed myself.
It's that tunnel screen, Seth, and good job there getting linemen downfield and getting some blocks and making it 2nd and manageable, because it becomes 2nd down and 8 where the whole playbook is wide open. They may have gotten away a little bit with linemen more than a yard downfield, but Seneca will take it.
17 on the gain for the Indians. It's going to be Probert keeping the left side. He's going to get bottled up just past the line of scrimmage, about the 23.
You say bottled up, but I think he got about 4 yards.
Forward Progress has him down to the 23-yard line. So it's still 3rd down and 4. I mean, you look at where you were, 1st down and 25. You're looking at 3rd down and manageable now.
Once again, 2 downs to get 4 yards. That's what happened last time.
Breathe a little easier. 2:30 left to go here in the first quarter of play. Sponsors for tonight's game: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust.
Both teams like running the ball. This clock, not play clock, but game clock, has been going pretty quick.
Going to send Haynes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Miller up the middle. He's at the 20-yard line, diving forward, and he's going to be depend on the spot where they mark him at if he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
I think they got him marked at the 19, which would be a 1st.
He's going to say first down, so the Indians get out of the 1st and 25 situation. It's a first down and 10 at the 19.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports. The regular season is over for Seneca softball. All that's left is district play starting next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in Cassville against Monette.
Jude King split out the near side with Blaze Graham. And it's going to be a quarterback run to the left side. Probert getting behind his blockers. Going to get up to about the 15-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6.
If you're Seneca here, Seth, I think you're kind of fine with these 3-4 yards of carry.
That defensive line for McDonald County is getting a little bit of a push, causing a little bit of havoc, Coach. Is that what you're seeing down there from your perspective? We're a little further away than what you are.
We're just kind of one block away, basically.
So once again, a 5-man look for McDonald County. Probert, hand off to Miller. Miller's going to go back to the left side, hits the hold, explodes through, and it gets upended enough for the first down inside the 10 to about the 7. First down and goal for the Indians.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports, click on the scoreboard link, or download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
Probably going to be the last play of the quarter. See if Seneca can punch it in.
Well, if they score a touchdown, it won't be the last play of the quarter.
It's going to be Probert running it right up the middle. Takes a jump cut to the line of scrimmage. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert, as he takes it in for the 2nd time tonight from 7 yards out. Last one was 6. This time 7, 6-7 out there for Probert on his touchdown runs.
Follows the blockers on the left side of Hughes and Hartg and able to scamper in for the Indians as they get the lead back up to 7 here.
On to attempt the point after. Magnus Gasaway. And high snap. Good job by Laughlin to haul that one in. Kick is away, and it is good. 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Seneca leading 14-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
And we welcome you back into Anderson, Missouri, as the Indians lead 14-6 after the 7-yard touchdown run from Brody Probert. 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. That was almost a 6-minute possession, so 5 minutes, 55 seconds off the clock for the Indians as the ball started on McDonald County's 40-yard line. Kind of a crazy drive there for the Indians.
You think about it, have a first down and 25, and you're able to finally score. That's good for the Indians.
But a lot of time off the clock.
Hey, I don't think Seneca is going to complain, because when you get into postseason play, you're going to need drives like that, Seth, where you only get 3-4 yards of carry.
Another sky kick that's going to go to the left side, fielded there at about the 25-yard line. Trying to get to the edge is number 18. He's going to be wrapped up by Brant Laughlin and brought down to the turf. They're going to say he got to the 35. The near side judge says he got to the 35. The far side judge said he 34. I don't think he got to the 35.
Just have to wait and see where they spot it. I think they're going to spot it at the 34.
First down and 10 for McDonald County at their own 34-yard line. Seneca's got to go back to work on defense now. Look to shut down Ryder Martin in this rushing attack for the Mustangs.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter, Seth.
Receivers to each side for Martin. Pistol, offset pistol formation. Handoff's going to go to Russell. He's trying to get to the edge, coming up, making the play. Not able to wrap up and take him down, though, is number 1, Ryder Owens. And he's going to get to about the 37-yard line. I think they're going to mark us for progress. The 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7. That's exactly how they started the drive the last series.
We'll see. I think they're looking at the clock, and they're going to let this one roll to the second quarter.
We'll go to the second quarter for you. Seneca leading this one 14-6. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you."
Actually, kind of. And we welcome you back here to McDonald County Mustangs Field as the Indians lead 14-6 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. Sponsors for tonight's game, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care.
This is where, Seth, like you said, you got to watch. Obviously, Ryder Martin is the key cog for this McDonald County team.
He's the fuel that makes them go. Martin in the shotgun formation. He's going to just run a quarterback draw up the middle, and he's going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Good job there by Jace Renfro taking him down. It looks like also on the play, Jude King in there. Martin a little slow to get off the turf, but he's going to find his feet and go back to the huddle. Ball placed at the 39-yard line, a 2-yard pickup.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it was kind of a weird play. I mean, he just sat there with the ball for just a second, and almost like he's letting things develop, like a slow play. Seneca, maybe trying to get Seneca to flow out there with their backs, but it just didn't come. Jace was able to handle it pretty good.
You got him third and kind of medium here, a little bit behind the chains.
Watch the hitches here. Look for him about 7 yards and hitch. That's their favorite passing play.
They were trying an out route.
And it's going to be caught. The initial target went over his head and went out to the far side to Gordon. Had the inside receiver, Rubick, on a hitch route. He was open. The ball sailed over his head, and Rubick was able to haul it in at the 49-yard line. 12-yard pickup on the play.
Yeah, Seneca playing zone there, and it went over a couple of their heads as well.
Offset pistol formation once again for McDonald County. Rubick to the far side. It's going to be a quarterback sweep to the left side. It's going to bounce around a little bit as Martin finally going to be brought down by Hunter Haynes. I see him out there. Blaze Graham on the play and Jude King.
Is there a flag somewhere?
Got a flag over here on our sideline. I don't think the total Mack County was set before they snapped that football.
That was pretty quick. It is going to be a legal shift. Whoop.
Yeah.
A legal shift against
Mack County.
I know. He pointed to Seneca, though. They are marching it back 5 yards. There he goes. Now he's got himself corrected. So it's going to be a legal shift marching back 5 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 15.
I don't think they just got there and they hiked the football. Ryder's got to.
Similar to that sugar huddle that we saw.
Take a little bit more time to let the sides get set.
Yep. J.P. Clarkson split out to the near side with a couple other receivers. Martin's got a different running back in the backfield with him. Martin's going to look to throw. Looking for that, just somebody sitting down in the middle of the zone. That's Gordon once again. They got a first down. Just they get that yardage right back. Seneca playing zone. We don't see a whole lot of zone from Seneca over the years. We've seen primarily man, and tonight they've just been going zone.
Well, most of the year, Seth, it seems like they've been going zone.
That's correct, Ben.
So, this year, Cody talks about trying to work to his personnel, and maybe they feel a little bit more comfortable with zone, but at some point you may have to come out of it.
Offset pistol formation for Martin once again. And he's going to run a run-pass option. He's going to take it right up the middle. He's got one man, made him miss, and Martin's going to have enough for another first down to the 25.
Talk all the time about how here in Mack County it's a tough place to play, and they're going to play you hard each and every week, and so far that's proved true.
10-14 to go here in the opening half. McDonald County moving the ball with ease. Seneca moving the ball with relative ease outside of the penalties. Could be an offensive shootout tonight, whoever's going to stop first. Handoff's going to go to the first guy. No, it's going to be Martin. He's going to run a little, thought about throwing the screen, and we see them run that against Nevada where Martin takes off running. He looks like he's got a screen out to the far side with Rossler, and then he decides to tuck it and run. Sometimes he's passed that ball as well. No gain on the play.
Seneca did a good job there of not only getting the dive back, but also making sure that screen isn't open and wrapping up. Make sure there was no gain on the play.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line of the Indians. Receivers to each side. Martin looking over the defense of Seneca. He's going to turn around, play action. Looking deep downfield. Got a man wide open. He's going to sail it off the fingertips of Rossler as he got behind Hunter Haynes. There was nobody within 5 yards when he broke through.
And the closest person to him was Brant Laughlin, and he was nowhere close. Seneca catches a break.
Not sure how they let that go because it was just a play action, and everybody had a vertical, or everybody had an out route except for Rossler. He had a vertical, and he was wide open.
Well, they're in a 3-5 cover 3 look is what Seneca's in. They got single safety, Hunter Haynes in the back, and I don't know if they looked him off and ran the guy right down the seam.
Empty set from Martin.
But it makes it 3rd and long here, Seth, and we'll see if they have to call a timeout because Martin looks a little bit confused.
Trips to the near side, 2 receiver to the far side. Martin going to look to pass. Jace Renfro is going to get to him, not able to take him down, though. Martin's going to take off and run. He's going to throw to the backside. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be looks like Rossler or Gordon. Gordon hauls that one in, but he comes up hobbling because he hit the turf knee first.
And he's a yard shy, too, it looks like, so it's 4th down and 1.
4th and 1, ball at the 16.
It looks like they're going heavy here, are the Mustangs.
So far, his favorite target has been Gordon tonight as he has 3 receptions.
You know, Jace there did a good job of getting pressure, but you have to be able to wrap up. Martin did a good job of eluding him, and this is one where you got to expect a straight quarterback run.
Haven't seen a snap on the turf tonight from McDonald County. They did that a lot the last 2 weeks. Martin's just going to take off and run to the other side. He's going to bounce free, and he's going to get to the edge, makes one man miss, gets a blocker in front of him. He's going to have a touchdown. Brant Laughlin had a chance to get him at about the 11-yard line, and Ryder Martin made him miss. Right now, it's just the Ryder Martin show for this Mustang defense, and Seneca has no answer for him.
You have to think Matt County going to go for 2 here to try and tie the contest.
$12 to 14 your score. McDonald County sending out Benny Humia. And it looks like they are going to go for 2.
Late decision here.
Ryder Martin was very patient on that last play, especially when he got inside the 7-yard line. Martin's got 2 receivers to the far side. It's going to be a handoff to the first guy right up the middle. He's going to get stood up, and his second effort is going to be just shy. 12-14 your score. Seneca leading here. 8:27 to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
And we welcome you back here to McDonald County. Seneca leading this one 14-12 as they're trading blows right now in the first half. Seneca football brought to you by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, 4 State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction.
Seth, they've been doing those kind of squib kicks. I think at some point they're going to try a straight onside kick.
Hit right off one of the up guys. Brant Laughlin, you see him get down and get low as he gets his hands ready the last 2 kickoff returns. So he knows what's coming. They're going to try to shoot for that right off the up, man. I'll see if they don't kick it to Clay Davidson's side after that big return a while ago of about 25 yards.
The second line is doing an excellent job of that, and you see how it's kind of funkily set up.
That's another squib kick that it's going to be bouncing high, and coming up the field is Ryder Owens, I believe, is on this near sideline. Nope, that's Landon Sage. Landon Sage hauls it in. It took a big hop, and he did a good job to come up the field that because he could have taken a shot and lost the ball.
Community Banking and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. Visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
Ryder Martin averaging close to 10 yards a carry, or is averaging 10 yards a carry in this first half. Four-man front this time for McDonald County. Their traditional 4-2. Going to send Blaze Graham in motion. Looks like they got man coverage. Handoff's going to go to Graham. Graham makes the first guy miss. He's going to be brought down from behind as he tried to make that 90-degree cut. Far sideline, judge has him at the 39 to pick up a 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
Well, you just follow your blockers there. You got a convoy of blockers there. As Miller was there, I think Silas Ball was another lead blocker for him as well. I think he got caught a little bit from behind because he was caught in the wash.
Two receivers on the near side with Haynes and King. One to the far side, that's Sherwood. Handoff's going to go to Miller, kind of dancing around a little bit, and he's going to hit the hole and explode through it to the 49-yard line. Good run there as Roman Miller was patient, letting his blocker set up the play in front of him.
That's exactly what I was just going to say, Seth, is look how patient he is, waiting for them to get to that second level. A nice job by the line to get to the linebackers, and that allows them to squirt through for a couple extra yards.
When you look who Seneca's played, teams that are pass heavy, they kind of know what's going to come. They typically don't have a complementary run game to go with that. Tonight they've got the passing game. Ryder Martin, I think, has only thrown one incomplete pass, and that one he just sailed a little bit, and he's got the run game going. So it's a very complete team here for McDonald County. Seneca's got to be ready to go next time they're on the defensive series. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. Got blockers in front of him. Lowers his shoulder at the 48-yard line. Going to get brought down about the 47. So just to pick up a 2 on the play, or excuse me, more than that, we're going to say you got to pick up a 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
And Seneca's been very methodical their last couple of drives. You mentioned the last drive they had was a 5-minute drive, and it only went 38 yards. And those are the kind of drives that you want to see when you get battle-tested in the district and hopefully state playoffs.
Receivers to each side for Probert. Graham on the near side and Haynes on the far side. It's going to be a handoff to Miller. Miller going to the right side. Lowers his shoulder. He's got enough for the first down. Goodness, he got hit all the way back at the 44-yard line by Ryder Martin. And Miller kept his feet going all the way up to the 38, another 6 yards after contact.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Seth, able to squirt through there. And sometimes low man wins, and he was able to win that fight and get another first down for Seneca. As right now the running game is doing exactly what it's done all year long for Seneca.
Stoneholder split out to the near side with Juke King. Sherwood on the far side. Silas Ball, the H-back. Looked like they're cheating up a defensive back to blitz. Miller's going to take it to the right side. Gets to the edge. Get enough for the 5 yards, as he makes it to about the 33-yard line.
And Seth, you mentioned that corner or safety creeping up. They just ran away from it.
Yeah, his duty was there to make sure that they didn't come that way because the wide side of the field there's going to be a lot more room to cover, so he was trying to shut down this corner. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Indians. Sponsors for tonight's game: Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. 2nd down, 5 coming up for the Indians. 2 running backs in the backfield this time. Going to run the option. He's going to pitch to Haynes, and there was nowhere for Haynes to go as McDonald County had that one read beautifully. As a defensive coordinator, you don't get much better than that. The pitch man was taken care of, the quarterback was taken care of, and there was a loss on the play back to the 37.
I think Brody Probert was probably better off there, Seth, of taking it himself and seeing if he could get a couple yards on the play, because it brings up 3rd down and long. It looks like 3rd down and about 9.
Trips to the near side for the Indians. It's going to be a handoff to Miller. Gets behind his big lineman. Keeps his feet churning. He's going to be shy of the first down at the 30-yard line. Far side judge has him at the 31. They're going to say he got to the 31. Let's pick up a 7 on the play, 4th down and 2.
Makes it 4th down and manageable once again. Seneca has been able to get a couple of first downs on those, and you have to see if Silas Ball comes in to become a lead blocker for Seneca here, as you have a couple of wide receivers come in, and Graham and Haynes.
4:38 to go here in the opening half. Seneca leading 14-12.
Obviously a huge play here for both teams. Seneca leaving this bunch very tight, so maybe trying to run to this left side.
Probert's going to take it, fakes the pitch. He's going to look back to the backside. He's got Blaze Graham on open the 20. He hauls it in. He's at the 15. Makes a cut back at the 10. Taking defenders with him down to the 5, fighting for extra yardage. He's going to be down inside the 5-yard line to about the 3. 1st down and goal for the Indians. Coach, what do you see right there in front of you?
That's just a backside drag pass. We ran the back out, and Henry Haynes took the linebacker backside with with Blaze Graham on the backside drag pass about 12 yards deep.
I hear whistles being blown out there. It looks like there's a timeout on the field. And
I think
it's a timeout McDonald County. We'll step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the four-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
And we welcome you back here. Seneca looking at a first down and goal from the 3-yard line with under 4 minutes to, 4:15 in the first half. I don't know why I thought we were under 4 minutes.
But Blaze Graham also did a good job there, Seth, of getting a couple yards after contact, put his head down and was able to bull his way forward and be able to hang on to the ball. And you have to think this is Brody Probert territory.
As the handoff's going to go to Miller, he's going to get wrapped up. He's going to bounce to the other side, though, for the Seneca Indian touchdown. Roman Miller got blown up as soon as he took that handoff, bounced it to the left side, and he's in for 6.
It looks like almost everybody stopped playing because they thought he was there. Everybody washes out, and there's nobody on that backside to try and get Roman Miller.
Magnus Gasway on to attempt the point after for the Indians. Slow snap there for Brant Laughlin to haul in, but he's able to get it and put it down the block. Gasway puts it through the upright. 4:10 to go here. Seneca leading 21-12 in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Forbes asked and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Welcome you back here to Anderson, Missouri. Seneca leading 21-12, 4:10 to go before the half. And coaches are talking that chain game. He might know some of those guys down that sideline, but just a nice drive by the Indians. It was 9 plays, 4 minutes, 17 seconds, roughly 66 yards on that drive. Got a little hesitation there, the suspense to keep you waiting.
Seneca needs to do a much better job on defense. Offense is doing what they need to do, but they're having a hard time wrapping up Ryder Martin. And then when they can stop the run, they're having a hard time with the pass.
Gasway's got the go-ahead. And it's going to be a high pop-over kick that's going to be fielded at about the 27-yard line there. And Riley's going to make the first man miss, and Jude King's going to bring him down at about the 41-yard line. First down and 10 for McDonald County. Go ahead, Ben. You got a score for us there?
A couple interesting scores in the COC. Joplin and Neosho tied at 14. And Webb City has a 34-0 over Willard in the first half. Monette, 16-6 lead over Lamar. Cassville and Nevada tied at 7. That one a little bit of a surprise, Seth. Nevada's second-best team in the Big 8 so far.
High snap. Martin's going to just give it off to the first man through. And he's going to be brought down by Jude King. That's going to be Connor Land. First carry for him tonight to the 48-yard line. 7-yard pickup. Just kind of keeping the Seneca defense honest there by handing it off to Land. Second down and 3.
That's just zone blocking scheme, and he just bounces out the back door. I think Pendergraft needs to be a little bit more disciplined, not coming upfield too much.
2 receivers the far side. Martin going to have a quarterback draw, takes it right up the middle, and he's going to be brought down by Hunter Haynes. And he's going to be at the 43-yard line across midfield for a first down again.
Seth, this is a big drive for both teams because you think about it, for McDonald County, they get the ball to start the second half. If they go down and score, they can't tie the game, but you go down and score, get within 2 or 1, and
here comes the quarterback sweep to the left. They got the H-back, they got the wing back, they got the running back over there. Oh, they're going to hand it off to Connor Land. Connor Land's going to get wrapped up at the 41-yard line. That's the typical formation they like to go with. They didn't have a wide side of the field. They like to run to the wide side of the field with Martin. Instead, they hand it off to Land, a 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8.
Seneca did a much better job of of being able to get that one.
I'm going to disagree with you on Ben. They didn't do a good job blocking. They did a good job tackling on that job.
Yeah, you're hoping they're not blocking.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. It's confusing out there at times. 2nd down and 8 coming up for McDonald County. It's going to be a run-pass option. He's going to hand it off to Rossler. Rossler's trying to get to the edge. He does have the edge. As Ryder Owens was trying to come up and set that edge, and he just forced Rossler had a little bit more speed to get to the outside edge, and it's going to be a stop of
helmet
play.
Came off.
And the helmet came off, so he's going to have to sit out for a play. Ball's going to be placed at the 37-yard line. 37-yard line it is, a pickup of 4, 3rd down and 4.
This is where run-pass option becomes very dangerous, Seth, because Ryder Martin has the whole playbook open.
Well, Ben, they've got a wide side of the field to the left side. Do they like to run that left side? We saw them do that a while ago as he scored from the quarterback sweep from 16 yards out. But they don't have that typical formation. They got 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Martin going to drop back to pass. He's got plenty of time. Brock Pendergraft going to give chase. He spins out of that contact, and he's going to be brought down. Ooh, they're going to see where the spot's going to be at. Pendergraft knows he had him, and he collided with Jace Renfro. He may have the first down on that carry at the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. He needed to get to the 33. They're saying first down and 10 on Martin's carry. 4-yard pickup.
Over at the Neosho Daily News with Seneca Indians. Good luck. Let's go get that win. So far tonight, what cost Mack County last week was their turnover. Seneca hasn't been able to force anything.
Well, they threw the ball on the ground a lot last week on their snaps. They haven't done that one time tonight.
Does that mean he's due?
Martin's going to hand it off to Rossler. Rossler makes a first man miss, and he's going to be wrapped up by Roman Miller, Jude King, and looks like coming off the bottom of the pile is Jace Renfro. Maybe a gain of the 1 up to the 32. 2nd down and 9 as Rossler gets 1.
Here's the thing. We got a 3-man front. We're getting a little pressure, but that's not enough to fill every gap, and Ryder's finding them.
Trips to the near side once again for Martin. Drop back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw it over the middle. It's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Rubik. Rubik was wide open. He had a little bit of backside pressure coming. I think it was Brock Pendergraft that finally was able to shake his blocker free.
Yeah, Pendergraft did a good job of not going too far upfield, shed the blocker, and almost had a blindside hit on him.
If he would have hit that ball would have went into the air, and it would have been up for grabs because Seneca had 4 defenders in the area where he was aiming to throw that ball to Rubik.
But this is really the furthest 3rd down that McDonald County had all night.
Land to the right of Martin. Low snap. Martin corrals in, looking for that screen pass. It's going to be intercepted by Jace Renfro. Excuse me, that's Brock Pendergraft right there in front of it. Good job by Pendergraft. He stopped in his tracks. Was that Pendergraft, Coach? I think it was.
Yes, it was. It was Brock Pendergraft.
Interception there. You can see it on the replay.
What an excellent job. All 3 of those guys realized all of a sudden, there's nobody in front of me. Brock Pendergraft actually backed up a couple of steps, Seth, and was able to read the play and pick it off. One of them, I can't tell if it was Renfro tripped, but Pendergraft and Crane both stopped and were like, hey, that means that they're trying to set up a screen behind us.
Ball on their own 44-yard line for the Indians. Probert dropping back to pass, looking for that inside screen. He's got a man deep. That's going to be Hunter Haynes. He hauls it at the 25-yard line. Foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Hunter Haynes. You got the turnover. You go for the deep shot, and they connect from 56 yards out.
What a beautiful ball. They have extra guys in the backfield for protection. Roman Miller stays in, picks up a block as well, and Hunter Haynes goes in for 6.
If you saw that last play, Blaze Graham faked the tunnel screen, allowed just enough separation for Haynes to get behind his defender, and it was a well-placed ball by Probert. 56 yards on the score.
Ooh, that was a line drive, but I think he got it.
Kick is up, and it is good by Magnus Gasway. Seneca now leads with some 28-12 with 58 seconds to go here in the first half of play. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll come back.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
And we welcome you back here as Seneca able to capitalize off the interception. One play later, 56 yards from Probert to Haynes. And the Indians get a little bit of a cushion here before the half. Now Seneca's got to be cautious on this kickoff.
You got two.
Then they got to go work on defense for another minute.
Right, you got 2 timeouts to work with for McDonald County, so Seneca still has a lot to work to do, and you got to think Mack County is going to be trying to pass the ball.
Riley's going to let this one go out of bounds. McDonald County at first down and 10, they're on 35.
Unless they want to make them re-kick.
Take the 5-yard penalty. It looks like they're sending their offense out on the field. Send their offense back out on the field. 8-second time of possession last play for the Indians on their own 44, and they made that connection.
Another interesting score, Seth. Big game in Carthage. Republic has a 21-7 lead over the Tigers. That Class 5, District 5 or 6, I can't remember which one, is all bunched up with Republic, Carthage, and Webb, and even Neosho.
Empty set for Ryder Martin as he is in shotgun formation. He's got pressure in his face. Jace Renfro slips trying to get to him. Now he's going to take off and run. He's just going to get out of bounds because he had Jude King and Silas Ball right in front of him at the 37-yard line. He goes. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Yeah.
And he got out of bounds, more importantly. Heads up play by Ryder Martin.
I almost wonder, Seth, if they were trying to set up another screen because Renfro just blew by the center.
Jace was, I think he may have beat his man because he was looking deeper downfield. Even after he got past Renfro, he was looking deep downfield. 2nd down and 8 coming up for McDonald County. Low snap. Ryder Martin's got the good, quick hands, able to haul it in. Aiden Crane giving chase, Brock Pendergraft giving chase, and they're going to say it's caught on the near sideline at about the 42-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play.
You know,
Seneca 3rd down and 3.
Seneca did a good job in containment, on their ends. Brock Pendergraft made sure he couldn't scramble. Unfortunately, you just lost sight of that wide receiver near the sideline. He was able to tiptoe and keep himself in bounds.
Pretty sure that was Riley on that reception for McDonald County because there's a lot of McDonald County players right there on the sideline. Couldn't see who came up with it. You see Gordon limping still a little bit out there. 47 seconds to go here in the first half. Pistol formation for Martin. 3rd down and 5. Dropping back to pass. Spins the ball in his hand. Looking downfield. It's going to be batted down by Jude King as he was trying to look over the middle. Intended target was number 15, Corbin Sanderson. And it's going to make it 4th down and 5. Now,
this is
punt here?
I was just going to ask you that. This is a very interesting situation because if you don't get it, Seneca gets the ball in plus territory. So I think Seneca going to play punt safe. You do send Blaze Graham back, but I don't think they're going to try and go after the punter too much. Seneca will have 3 timeouts of their own to work with as long as they get the ball.
Seneca brought a little bit of pressure. Blaze Graham going to field this one. Nope, he's going to let it bounce. It takes a Seneca roll back towards the 23-yard line. It'll be down 1st down and 10 with 36 seconds to go. Well, their last drive took 8 seconds off the clock. Do they have another 36-second drive here?
I would say yes, and on top of that too, Seth, you have all 3 timeouts, so you can even run the ball if the numbers dictate that, because 1st down stopped the clock as well. So I would say the entire playbook is still open.
I don't think they've closed it, Ben. They've still got the ball. 1st down and 10 for Seneca. 3 receivers to the far side, Graham, Sherwood, and Haynes. Roman Miller to the left of Probert. Jude King here at the tight end position. He's got a safety line over the top of him. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Stutter step at the line of scrimmage. He's going to kind of go work his way through the right side. Going to get it to the 28. I don't see a stoppage in play. The clock's still running here. 5-yard pickup, 2nd down and 5. Seneca not in a hurry at all.
And they may be willing to let this roll to halftime. I mean, Cody is over there. Well, they're trying to hurry up a little bit.
They're on the ball now. 2 receivers on the near side. Probert going to hand it off to Miller to the right side. Miller just going to kind of dance around, get up to about the 30-yard line. That's going to do it for the first half of play. Seneca leads 28-12. We'll go to the half. We'll come back. We'll have your halftime show for you right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In sports, it can be easy for teams to overlook an opponent. When a team gets too focused on the big opponent ahead, they can lose sight of the team they should be preparing for right in front of them. In our faith journeys, it's easy for us to likewise focus our attention on big sins while overlooking what we perceive to be minor sins. However, it's dangerous to start picking and choosing which of God's commands we're going to be concerned about. 1 John 5:3 says, loving God means keeping His commandments, and His commandments are not burdensome. We can pursue obedience in all areas of our lives if we give the proper attention to God's Word and allow the Holy Spirit to convict us of all of our sins, both big and small. Today, let's remember to take His commands seriously as we pursue Him with all of our hearts and rely on His Spirit to guide us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Anderson, Missouri, as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Seneca girls basketball coach Drew Schulte as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with the Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Walcott. Today we're joined by the head girls basketball coach, Drew Schulte. And Drew, I'm sure it's hard to believe, but we are almost at basketball season, and I'm sure you are rip-roaring ready to go at this point, as I believe practice will begin end of October, early November for your girls.
Yes, we'll start November 3rd. I mean, yeah, I've been doing the whole golf thing, but this year's basketball season's been right in the back of my mind. I've been counting down the days till it gets here, and I know I'm ready to go, and I've got a bunch of girls who are ready to get after it as well. So, we look forward to it, and when it gets here, it's going to be full out, get after it.
And I'm sure you may not think about this as much, but we don't want to be remiss. And once again, congratulating you on your 100th win. You were able to pick that up at the end of last year. And so how much of a weight off your shoulders is it that you're not kind of sitting at 99 at the end of last year and having to wait till this year?
I mean, it was never in the back of my mind. I mean, I'm not going to say I guess not, but, I didn't rely on it. It's all about the kids. It's not about me. It's about the program. That's just one of the perks of it. You have success here, and I'm glad that group of girls got to be a part of it. And it was a great experience.
And as you look forward to this year, obviously you are able to do things in the summer and the off season. What kind of were you able to find out about your group this year during the off season?
With the group that we still kind of had, And then group coming in, I believe we are a whole lot better than what we were a year ago, just more experience. We've got some girls who come in that played not just PIP, but some other basketball as well, which, if you get a chance to play extra basketball, besides, your school year, you're going to be so much better. So we're starting to get a group of kids in that are more experienced and have played a lot more basketball. So, I've got higher expectations and higher standards, for people coming in. And, I think that'll help us out in the long run for sure.
And you have a great group of girls back, but you also lost some depth off that front court. You think about Maddie Collinsworth up front, a couple other girls up front. What are you going to have to do to try and replace those girls that you lost?
Well, the good thing about it, I hate missing some of those girls. They were a great group of girls. But for the last couple of years, a lot of these girls have been around, and they also have experience as well too. So, just kind of the way that the team makeup was, we were a little bit more senior led up front, but then we also had some people behind, one junior, Cordy Hancock, and then of course that sophomore freshman class. They also got playing time. So, I look for them to, have that experience and be like, hey, I've been here before, so, it's not as nerve-wracking as, coming in as a freshman or sophomore playing varsity.
And you guys always start off your year against Neosho, and it seems like it's been a tradition the Monday night before Thanksgiving to start off against them, and it really gets your season going. Why do you think you guys like that game against Neosho always right before Thanksgiving time?
It gives us it's basically a test to see where we're at, with our team. It's a great little, a lot of those Seneca girls know the Neosho girls, so it's a nice kind of, it's a little rivalry, a little border town rivalry, but it's one of those. It's a benchmark for what we have, and then over Thanksgiving break, we change things and modify some things. And then, boom, before you know it, you're playing almost 8 or 9 games before Christmas break. So, it'll hit really quick. That's a good test for us.
You mentioned just all the games that you have before Christmas break, even Christmas break as well. You switched up some of your tournaments this year. You go to Diamond for the Gem City Classic. You go to the Southwest Tournament this year. Just a couple different tournaments compared to what you had last year.
Oh, we're always looking to play a little bit different teams. Sometimes the teams around here we'd always get into. We'd always see. When we were in the Carl Junction, we'd see Big 8 teams, and then we'd see teams that are on our schedule. So, I feel like going out just a little bit. We'll play good competition still, but we're also playing different teams that we've never seen. That'll help us out too.
Yeah, definitely exciting. And then obviously once you get past Christmas break, you get into the Big 8 portion of your schedule, really heavily into that schedule. What do you kind of expect out of the Big 8 this year?
Well, the Big 8 is always competitive. It's never easy. You just got to take it one game at a time and, focus on one team at a time. You can't overlook anybody in the Big 8 because you get beat any night. That's just the way the conference is. So we're not going to look past anybody. We're not going to overlook anybody. We're going to try to do a couple of things different this year. So hopefully it helps us out. And it would be nice to win a conference championship, but the conference is always loaded. So you're going to have to be ready every single night.
Well, Drew, I know you are a busy man. Like you mentioned earlier, you kind of had your golf hat on and you're trying to switch a little bit towards basketball, and it'll be here before we know it. So we thank you for taking a couple minutes today here on the Indians Minute.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
This portion of the game is brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. They provide checking and savings accounts as well as CDs and loans for individuals and businesses. They offer multiple locations in Joplin, Seneca, and Neosho, or visit them online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca is here for everyone in the 4 states. Proud supporters of the Seneca Indians, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by James Boland from Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And today's topic we'll be discussing, James, when do we apply ice or heat to an injury?
Well, you always apply ice when it's an acute injury. Acute injury is going to be something that just happened in the last 48 to 72 hours. So any sprain or strain, you always want to start out with ice. You can't hardly go wrong with ice. You can go wrong with heat. Heat would be more like my back's been hurting a week. I can put heat on it to help loosen things up before I stretch. But if I sprain my ankle or I fall on my wrist and hurt my wrist, I'm always going to want to start out with ice.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
The world is full of wandering souls. No, we're not talking about ghost stories that people share around the campfire. We mean the souls of real people, trying to figure out their place in this world. That may seem like a mystery, but Billy Graham says the Bible makes it very clear.
Our life here on earth is for the purpose of glorifying God. Our life has the character of a divine education, and all education has two principal aims: to mold character and to fit us to serve our fellow man and the community of which we are members. This gives reason for our existence. The world exists not so much for our enjoyment as for the development of our spiritual life, which was made and formed in the image of Christ.
Learn more about your place in this world at findpeacewithgod.net. That is findpeacewithgod.net. It's from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome back in here at the half at McDonald County. Seneca leading this one by a score of 28-12. And your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic, running through some stats from that first half. Pretty much even as far as number of plays for each team. Seneca with the one play advantage, 28-27 offensive plays ran. Seneca with 13 minutes, 19 seconds time of possession, whereas McDonald County 10:41. Probert 4-4 through the air tonight, 104 yards passing with one passing touchdown. And Ryder Martin 5 of 8 passing, 52 yards and one interception. On the ground for the Indians tonight, 141 yards on 23 attempts, 6.7 average, I believe is what I have there. Let me check my math on that one. Nope, I don't have that pulled up right now. 6.1 average. And then for the McDonald County Mustangs, 116 yards, 18 attempts, 6.4 average. So McDonald County outpacing the Indians right now on the ground as far as yards per carry. Ryder Martin, 10 rushing attempts for 89 yards, so he's averaging 8.9 by himself. I can do that math. That's pretty quick math right there. But he has the bulk of the yardage. The rest of the team looking at about 28 yards, so 27 yards roughly for the McDonald County Mustangs, whereas Martin's got 87. So,
well, we talked about before the game how Ryder Martin was their do-everything quarterback, and he has proven that so far here tonight. And you and I were talking a little bit, Seneca got to do a better job of wrapping up because they are hitting the quarterback, and some of these body blows may come back to bite you in the third and fourth quarter if you can get enough body blows in there like we saw last week against CJ. But you got to do a better job of wrapping up because they have had him for a gain of no yards, 1 yard, 2 yards, a loss of 3 yards, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a touchdown, there's a gain of 8, there's a gain of 6, and obviously Mack County needs to do anything and everything they can to try and stay in this game, and it's going to go through the eyes and heart, basically, of Ryder Martin.
Martin 27-yard rush is starting out the night. Then an 11-yard, 12 yards, 16 yards. Those are his big rushes on the night. So those 4 right there are bulk of his yardage. One other one for 9. So 27, 39, 49, 50, 76 yards off of basically 77 yards off of basically 5 carries tonight for Ryder Martin in that first half. So they've done an okay job. Just a couple more times they've been there. They've got to take him to the turf.
Well, the other thing is they got to do a better job of contain. I've seen a couple times Crane and Pendergraft go too far upfield. Next thing you know, Ryder Martin sees the crease and he takes off. There towards the latter part of the second quarter, they did a much better job of keeping him contained. But if you're going to go too far upfield, he's going to take advantage.
Yeah, Ben, we're already, what we got on the clock right now, 6:13 to go. We have so much more time to cover here at halftime because they don't start the clock till each team is almost to the locker room to give them the full 20 minutes. So it takes a little bit longer time. It takes about 5 minutes for each team to walk up to the locker room. So we got five extra minutes basically of halftime as they'll make their way back on the field in just a few minutes. But first half, good first half so far for the Indians offensively. I'd like to see some things shored up going forward on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, like we said, tail end of the second quarter, they did a much better job, Seth, and it seems like Coach Crane always does an excellent job at halftime of making the adjustments that he needs to.
Gordon, his favorite target on the night, 3 receptions for 38 yards. You saw him on the last one go down, hit the turf knee first, and got up hobbling. So hopefully he's okay. He's still hobbling out there. He's a tough kid and hanging in there, but definitely want to see each team at full strength whenever they go against each other. And right now he's a little bit hobbly. That's his favorite go-to man whenever he's got those somebody sitting down in the zone in the defensive secondary.
Well, also, Seth, for the first time all year, Seneca winning the turnover battle, 1-0, and points off of turnovers is 7-0. You know, Seneca has done a good job so far of holding on to the football, and then they turned that turnover into 6 points very quickly. It was one play later they turned that into 6 points. So that's something that they need to continue, and that's how they got the bigger margin. It was 21-12 before that turnover and touchdown throw from Probert to Haynes.
Well, and more importantly, in that last drive, I feel like I'm losing my microphone every second, but that last drive by McDonald County, Seneca finally figured a little bit of something out against containing Martin for the most part. They forced him to punt, something they didn't do the first 2 drives that McDonald County had, and they were driving the third time, too, before they threw the interception. So maybe they're starting to turn a little bit of a corner. They're running that 3-man front with Renfro, Crane, and Pendergraft.
Yeah.
And they've done a decent job. They're getting a good push-up field now. They've just got to be able to contain Martin a little bit more going forward.
It'll be interesting to see. We saw a little bit of it, but not a ton if they try and run a 4-man front at some point. You know, we mentioned with Kai out, maybe you'll have a spy. It hasn't seemed like that so far here tonight for the Indians.
All right, we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more halftime show for you. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org, women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org, with locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org, quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care medical and dental clinics, building relationships, providing great care.
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back into the half. We're about 4.5 minutes away from the kickoff here in McDonald County. Looking at some stats, individual stats for the Indians. Roman Miller, 12 carries, 92 yards, 7.6 yards per carry. Brody Probert, 9 carries, 48 yards. You know, that first couple series we saw it be Probert a lot. And then I guess they saw something that was opening up for Miller, and they started handing it off to him a little bit more because Probert at the beginning, I think he was out carrying him like maybe 7 carries to Miller's 2 or 3. So, and then it kind of exploded there. Miller, I mean, look at he's pretty consistent. 31 yards to start out, then a 3, 4, 4, 8, 10, 4, 9, 5, 6, 3, 5. So pretty consistent there for Miller there outside of 2 double-digit carries. Like I said, Probert 4 in the night, 104 yards, 1 passing touchdown. Graham has 2 receptions for 45 yards. Hunter Haynes, 2 receptions for 59 yards and 1 score. 245 total yardage for your Indians in that first half. For McDonald County in that first half, 168 yards total yardage on basically 23 completed rushing attempts and completed passes total for McDonald County. Both teams are back onto the field right now, warming up, trying to get themselves ready to go for the second half of play. McDonald County will start to receive the second half of play here in just a few moments. But do you see Coach Hilburn coming out with anything trick? We saw McDonald County. Maybe that's the reason why right before half he had that, 36 seconds left before
I think
the half?
there was about 50 seconds.
36 seconds left. 36 seconds before the half. And
he had all 3 timeouts.
Right.
So,
I mean, they were deep in their own territory, ball at their own 23-yard line. You know, McDonald County punted it to him, kind of conceded on that 4th down play, 4th down and 3, and then punted it back. And so he just ran 2 simple plays to Roman Miller to the right side and called it good getting in the half. So do they come out and try to onside kick it maybe?
I don't think they onside kick it here, and Coach has finally joined us. You have anything exciting
Coach,
to say?
you wake up from your nap
finally
over there?
joined us.
You wake up from your nap over there?
Well, you guys, talking nonsense up there, so I thought I better wake up. No. We did. What I would look for the second half, especially on defense, I think they'll just go ahead and kick us deep and see what they can do. Have Mack County have to go the whole field or as long as they can. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for our D ends to go inside on the 3 front, go the C gaps, be C gap and inside, and I'm looking for maybe a few blitzes on the outside of our outside linebackers and probably a little man-to-man in the backfield.
So basically making the outside linebackers have the defensive or becoming the defensive end with the contain if they blitz
yes,
from the outside.
because we're getting upfield, but we're not containing them, and I'm not sure one guy can contain Ryder Martin. I think you got to have 2 guys there off the edge, and I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see that a few times.
So the school of thought with that, though, Coach, if they do start blitzing from that outside edge, and we have the one-on-one with Martin, and they don't make the play, where's the rest of the secondary? Because you've lost your guy that's basically at the second level to be able to stop Martin, contain Martin.
Well, no, the play is you're going to go man under. Under simply means you got a safety in the backfield playing free.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, you go man under, but you take the blitz off the sideline. If it's a contained blitz,
yes,
to make him stay in the pocket. If he stays in the pocket, I think we have a better chance.
We saw that earlier from McDonald County. They brought up a cornerback to blitz. I think we had trips or maybe twins in the near side. They brought up that cornerback to blitz almost like a outside linebacker, and they ran the play away from him because it was a contained blitz. He was there in case they ran to his side to keep it, force it back inside to the big bodies.
Yeah, that's true. They did that, but what problem is the backside linebacker got his nose stuck in over top of the center and left that gap open, and Ryder Martin popped out the backside. And Ryder's very good at it. When you see him, if he sticks his nose up instead of going outside, if he sees there's contain is there, he goes inside. He will try to bounce it back out the back gate where there's nobody there, and you've got to be disciplined on the backside.
Got to have that because we've seen a lot of times where they do run to one direction, and he makes a cut, and there's nobody on that backside, Coach, like you're talking. There's all kinds of green and no white jerseys in the area.
Yeah, you can't be on the back. We used to talk about this on the backside of defenses. You can't be in a hurry to go make the play and scrape down the line of scrimmage to make the play. You've got to be setting in your zone, in your spot, and make sure they can't bounce it out the back gate.
Looks like we've already talked all the way through that break there, Ben, as both teams are on the field now for the start of the second half. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic, as we look to get things going here in the second half. Magnus Gasaway going to kick this one away.
He's just waiting for the ball, I think, and then we'll be ready to go here in the second half.
I'm not sure which way's more, the football or him. I don't know, but he's doing a great job. I know that.
He's been kicking over here primarily to number 18, J.W. Riley, so maybe they saw something on film they want to kick towards him. Rossler back deep to receive for the Mustangs. Gasway's got the go-ahead, and it's going to be a high end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line by Riley. Riley's got a seam. He's going to be slowed down just enough. First man there for the Indians coming off the turf is number 49, Logan Thompson. Good job by Thompson there on that stop. We're going to have him marked at the 38-yard line, looks like, Ben.
Yes, 38-yard line.
First down and 10 for McDonald County to start this second half. Two receivers on the far side for Martin. Pistol formation. Looks like Land may be the deep back behind him. Snap is to him. Handoff's going to go right to the middle. Connor Land's going to make it to the outside, and Hunter Haynes is going to upend him. He's going to be just shy of the yard to gain at the 47-yard line. Good open field tackle there by Hunter Haynes. If he doesn't make that stop, Land is gone.
I don't know what happened to our outside linebacker out here. He got sucked in or something.
They weren't there.
Yeah, he got blocked or something. I don't know.
Still that three-man front for the Indians. Renfro, Crane, and Pendergraft. Two receivers on the far side once again. And it's going to be looking to pass over the middle. It's going to be batted up in the air. Roman Miller there on the bat down for the Indians. Going to make it 3rd down and 1. Good job by Miller to get up in the air and get his paws on that one.
Yeah, you see him creeping up a little bit there, and he does a good job of realizing he's not going to get there, and he gets in the throwing lane and knocks it down.
Notice we weren't in zone that time. We're man-to-man.
And they were listening to you a little bit, sending that outside pressure because Miller was up there in the face of Martin to bat that one down. Receivers to each side. Looks like they're going to maybe run a quarterback sweep to the left side. Looks like the right guard flinch. They had a right tackle and a right guard flinch, and no flag is thrown. McDonald County got away with one there because they had two different guys flinch at two different times, and nobody saw on the same side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a
break for the McDonald County Mustangs right there.
That's a tough one because you have that guy on this near side looking right down that line, and if I can notice it this far away, I don't know how he can't.
If I can see it, Ben. I can't hardly see that far, but I can see it.
Offset pistol formation with the wing back to the left side for Martin. Receivers on each side. Handoff's going to go right up the middle to Land. Land is going to get wrapped up and taken down by Roman Miller at the 40-yard line. 6-yard pickup for him. Man, that's just such a big play, and I don't know. There's two different ones the Seneca defender's pointing out, and nobody blows that one dead.
Just got to move on, though, Seth. You can't.
Don't want to move on.
yeah,
it's frustrating. And I'm sure the Seneca defense right now, you can definitely sure that Coach Hilbert and them are frustrated too.
Notice we just went forefront.
So now McDonald County going to change things up maybe a little bit, Coach, if we're sending 4-man to the line of scrimmage. They've still got that heavy package in with Rossler being the offset pistol formation with Martin. Going to send a man in motion. That's the wing back. There's going to be a penalty flag to stop the play. This time they're going to blow that one dead. I'm not sure if Seneca was lined up offside or if it's a legal procedure. It is a legal procedure.
Makes it 2nd and longer for McDonald County there. You know, 2nd and kind of medium there for you where the whole playbook's open, and now makes it a little bit harder.
Seneca Indian Football brought to you by Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care, as well as 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. 2nd down and 9. Martin going to look to pass, rolling out to his right. Brock Pendergraft giving chase, and he's going to be forced out of bounds.
No flag.
And now they're going to throw a flag on that one.
Well, I thought they weren't going to throw a flag, He was thinking about it for about 10 seconds.
This near side judge is getting a lot of help from the coaches on this side, because that's 3 times he's been late on his flag.
He was in bounds when he got hit, too.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
You can see it there on the replay.
So there's 2 penalties, one that goes against the Indians and one that goes for the McDonald County Mustangs. That's going to march him all the way upfield. That's on Roman Miller. Going to march it to the 23-yard line. So the 23, it's first down and 10. So he only had an 8-yard pickup. Would have been 3rd down and 1.
Well, there, Seth, you saw one of the ends. I think it was Brock Pendergraft went a little bit too far upfield, and Ryder Martin took advantage.
Martin going to hand it off to Russell. He's going to keep it, try to get back to the right side. Coming up to make the play is Ryder Owens. Stopping him right there. Maybe that's Brant Laughlin. That's Ryder Owens. I was correct the first time. Man, I don't know why I doubt myself sometimes. 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, you know, Seth, we doubt you all the time.
I know. Story of my life, Coach.
You got it right, though. Gain of 3.
I did. Gain of 3. Ryder Owens on the tackle.
Ryder tackled Ryder.
Ryder tackled Ryder. That's right. 2 receivers to the far side with Rubik and Rossler. 1 to the near side and Gordon. Pistol formation. Wing back to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Land up the middle. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. Stumbles a little bit, tripping over his own lineman's feet. He's going to fall forward to the 15.
They're going
5-yard pickup. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Coach.
they're just going to mark him at the 16, Seth. I'm just going to let you know.
Okay, thank you. So 4-yard pickup makes it 3rd down and 3. When they need a first down, who do they go to?
I think his name starts with an R and ends in a Martin.
I don't think it ends in a Martin, does it? I think it ends with a Ryder? Pistol formation once again, offset. Martin going to run the quarterback sweep to the left side. Seneca trying to get in there and blow it up. Drew King unable to get to. Martin's going to have the edge and go to the end of the end zone for the touchdown.
They had that one blocked.
And that's just a sequence of events for the Indians. It just, everything went against him. A false start that wasn't called whenever it was 3rd down and 1. And then they called a late hit out of bounds. Ben said he was still in bounds when he got hit. So that's a 20-yard difference there on one series that wasn't called by the officials, or was called either way.
And that looks like they're going for 2 here to try and cut this to an 8-point game. Trying that
backside. He's going to be wide open for the 2-point conversion. His counter Land. Score is going to be 28-20. 20 as they're late on the scoreboard there. I wasn't sure if they already put it up there. 28-20 with 8:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
And we welcome you back. 8-play drive going 3 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock for McDonald County.
And this is where got to watch the onside kick. They've been kind of squibbing it, hoping it takes a high hop where Seneca can't grab it, but I think this is potentially a true onside kick.
Benihima on to kick this one away for McDonald County. And that's exactly what it's going to be again. He's got that figured out. Clay Davidson takes that to 35. He's got a seam. He's going to get tripped up and knocked down to 45. 1st down and 10 Seneca.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics. And to keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports.
3 receivers to the far side, King, Graham, and Sherwood. Haynes to the near side. 4-man front for McDonald County, running man defense. Handoff's going to go to Haynes on the jet sweep. He's got a little bit of a seam on the right side. He gets tripped up from behind, coming up to make the play for McDonald County. Looks like his number 2. That's Maddox Fagan.
Big run there, though, for Seneca. Gain of 8 on the play. Just jet sweep. You have Roman Miller as a lead blocker. He's able to pick up that linebacker on that side and get a big gain.
Earlier they ran the option with Haynes. He didn't have a whole lot of room. Receivers to each side for Probert. H-back checking in for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller, dancing around the line of scrimmage, just puts his head down, has enough for the first down. At the 48-yard line, we'll call it. First down and 10.
This is just bully ball right now, Seth, because you only needed 2 yards to get a first down, and they're just handing it off to their bullhorn and saying, hey, you're going to get us that yardage we need.
Sorry, the ball's at the 43-yard line. I said 48. Let me correct myself there. First mistake I've made in my life.
I think there's some people that would probably say differently.
No way, man.
Not me, Seth. You are number one.
Thank you. 7:23 to go here in the third quarter. Receivers each side. Graham on the near side. Going to send him in motion. Going to be a fake to him. Looking downfield. He's got a man open. Drew Sherwood's got a step. He's at the 22-yard line. Hauls it in and brought down immediately from behind. Deep inside Mustang territory in the red zone.
Excellent job there by Seneca. It was a good job by Probert to pay attention, and Graham as well, because Graham almost hit it on the snap, but Sherwood just runs a straight post route and is open.
29-yard pickup there to Sherwood from Probert.
Go ahead, Max running man-to-man that time and cramming the box, so they got beat.
Double tight formation this time for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to go to the left side, switches the arm to the left side. He's going to get inside the 10 and brought down by 2 different defenders. Stoneholler trying to set that edge, the blocker out there on Rossler. Rossler did a good job to get away, and Rubik comes up to help out as the ball is placed at the 8. 6-yard pickup on first down and 10. They can get a first down.
It's kind of interesting, Seth. It almost looked like that play was supposed to go to the right side, and he just bounced to the left because no one was home.
Seneca going to check out Aiden Crane. 3 receivers coming in. Second down and 4 coming up from the 8. Sherwood on the far side with Graham. Handoff's going to go to Miller. To the right side. Good blocking there by Jace Renfro. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 8 yards out.
Like you mentioned, Seth, Jace Renfro pulls on the play. He's able to pick up a linebacker, and Miller just follows him, and he's able to get into the end zone.
Does that say 6:17 on the clock there, Ben?
Yes, it does.
So 2 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock there for the Indians on that drive. Magnus Gasway on to attempt the point after. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good. 6:17 to go here. Seneca leading in the third quarter, 35-20. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Welcome you back here to Anderson, Missouri, McDonald County High School, McDonald County Mustang Field Stadium.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yes, one of those things.
We can make a name.
We are located in McDonald County, I'll tell you that. That's
we're located in Anderson, Missouri
and
tonight.
That pinpoints it down even more. Seneca leads this one 35-20. Both teams trading touchdowns here in the first half. Seneca 5 plays, 2:07 off the clock, starting on their own 45. McDonald County 8 plays, 3:36 off the clock, starting on their own 38. Both of them resulted in a touchdown. Gasaway's got the go-ahead. High end over, he can kick that. It's going to be fielded by Riley. He bobbles it a little bit, and he's able to jump back onto it. Fortunate turn of events there for the Mustangs, as he's going to be down at the 35-yard line. Boy, he had trouble hauling that one in, and it bounced forward right to where he was running to, and he stumbled right into it.
Cassville, Nevada tied at 14 at the half. It's kind of another game of interest because if Nevada loses that game, Seneca basically gets at least a share of the conference title because they'd have 2 Big 8 losses, and they end their Big 8 season next week.
Handoff's going to go to Rossler to the right side. Jude Keen's going to come up and wrap him down and take him down for a loss. Good job by the senior filling in for Kai Adams. Saul Green ran to it, took him down.
It's really the first time all night long, Seth, that Seneca has been able to do that. You see Jude there just shoots the gap, and he beat the lineman that was pulling on the play. Somehow it's only a loss of 2, though.
Yeah, that's all they had him for. Just a loss of 2. Second down and 12 coming up.
Got to make sure you're not offside, Aiden.
And that's going to go to Land. He's going to bounce it to the left side. Makes one man miss, still on his feet, and he's going to be tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle by Drew Sherwood. And he's looking for a penalty flag as Hunter Haynes just came flying in. But you get the stop. You stop him for a 2-yard loss. They run a basic play to the left side, and there's nobody there, and they blow it for 15 yards.
If you look, Ryder Owens missed him in the huddle, or missed him in the hole. He had him. Just missed him.
16-yard pickup there for Land on that carry. He's up to 43 yards. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Martin's going to turn around, hand it off to Land again. There's Green in front of him, and Hunter Haynes is going to take him down. For some reason, there's no one there whenever they run that RPO. I mean, Martin could keep it. Land could keep it. There's nobody to defend that in that series, in that formation. Ball's at the 42. So a 9-yard pickup on that play, 2nd down and 1. Last 2 carries, he's gotten 25 yards. Screen pass out here to Rubick on the near side. He's going to try to make Blaze Graham miss. He's going to be wrapped up and taken down at the 40, just a gain of 2 on the play, but that's enough for the first down at the 40.
Yeah, Seneca did a good job of getting off their block there and not allowing it to be a little bit better, as Seneca going lighter once again as Silas Ball checks in and Hartgy checks out. So I think they're going to go back to a 3-man front here, bring in that extra linebacker.
2 receivers to the far side again for Martin and the Mustangs. Haven't seen the ball on the ground yet from the snap. It's going to be Martin keeping it to the left side. He's got the edge. He's going to trip and slide down. Looks like they were trying to slide in there.
The turf monster got him.
I've been guilty of the turf monster getting me a time or 2 in my life. And that's just walking down the road across the yard. 2nd down and 5.
I have trouble stepping over the paint.
Hey, I was with Coach King today at the intermediate school, and he tripped on that line in that tile. You know, there's not anything there. He tripped over that today. Going to send a man in motion. Land. Going to throw the screen pass out to him. It's going to be incomplete, and he runs into his own guy, Rubick. That's going to make it 3rd down and 5. Coach King's over there behind you, and if you want to ask him about that tripping on the cafeteria floor today, and there was nothing there.
I will ask him when I'm down on the other end.
It happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. 3rd down and 5 coming up for the McDonald County Mustangs. Sponsors for tonight's game: People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the Seneca School District, Newmac Electric, Predators Pharmacy, Prelude Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. 3rd down and 5. Clock stopped at 3:48 in the 3rd quarter.
This is where RPO becomes a problem.
Martin going to look to pass. Got the quick hitch route, and that's completed out to
the
outside.
He
bobbled it, and they're going to say it's incomplete, as he was looking for Rubick on that far side, and it's going to be 4th down and 5. He had the first down, and Rubick just unable to haul it in.
I think the way this game is going, Seth, McDonald County kind of has to go for it here.
Yeah, you're deep inside Seneca territory at the 35-yard line. Why not?
And I think Seneca here, they caught a little bit of a break of him bobbling it and dropping it on that straight out route. This is where bump and run, or bump coverage.
They like to run those hitches. If you're playing zone defense against them, they're going to send their guys and run hitch routes. And they're all going to sit down about 7 yards downfield.
Seneca looks like they're playing man here, at least in this.
Martin got pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket. Roman Miller's going to get chased. He's going to be shy of the first down. Good job there. Coming up to make the play, Silas Ball and Blaze Graham. And it's going to be a turnover on downs at the 32-yard line.
What a good job there, Seneca. I think that was a straight quarterback draw. He thought he had a chance. And Miller and I think you said Ball was the other one. Actually, it was Blaze Graham came up. Did a good job of making sure he couldn't get those 5 yards. And actually, Seth, that wasn't a straight draw. He was looking for a pass and then realized he thought he had some open green, so he tried to take it.
1st down and 10 for Seneca. Ball on their own 32.
Seth, you take a shot here?
Nah, just say keep driving it downfield with your run game. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to bounce to the right side. He's got a seam. He's at the 37-yard line. Lowers his shoulder at the 40. Runs over one player. Ryder Martin's going to take him down. Martin takes nose not to go against Roman Miller one-on-one up high. And he's still a little slow to get off the turf as Roman Miller just ran over the first defender he saw. Ball's at the 49-yard line.
Hunter Haynes also picked up a very good block there that sprung him. The safety came up, and Seneca's going quick as Roman Miller is going to take it around that right side. Only a gain of about 1 on the play, maybe 2.
Thank you, Ben. I didn't know they were going quick.
I didn't know it either until I looked up and I realized what was happening. So I think they were trying to catch him in whatever personnel they had on the field there.
3:13 to go here in the third quarter. Ball just across midfield at the 49. Seneca Indian football brought to you by Campbell Biddle Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust.
Seneca taking a little bit more time in the huddle now here on second down.
They had that quick one. Now they're taking their time. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Probert looking over the defense. No safety over the top. They're going to throw the screen play out to Blaze Graham, and he's got 1 man to beat. He's going to get tripped up, still on his feet to 25. Makes a cut back, still on his feet. He's finally going to say he stepped out of bounds. You hear fans yelling for a holding penalty, but it looked like Hunter Haynes just kind of fell down with his defender out there.
Well, a good job there by Haynes on the actually, I think that's Drew Sherwood on this side.
Thank you,
and
Ben. Yeah.
He did a good job of blocking there, because if he doesn't get that block, Seth, that's probably a gain of only 3 or 4.
As Graham stepped out of bounds at the 16-yard line, so a gain of 33 on the play. They got those lights shining from that traffic from the far side, probably right in the player's eyes, and as that car moves on. Trips to the far side for Probert. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got guys in his face going to get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more as that play was blown up, 2nd down and 10.
He kind of did the smart thing there, Seth, I think, of just going down and not fighting it, because that's where sometimes you can twist an ankle, get fallen on an ankle.
Sponsors for tonight's game: Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care. Trips to the far side once again. Going to run the option. Pitch is going to go to Miller. Exit cut off Jude King's block. He's at the 15-yard line. Gets hit hard. Looked like he almost got cut in half there, Coach. You saw that one probably a little better than I did.
Yeah, he got hit low down there. I don't think they want to try to hit him high.
Ball placed to the 9-yard line down there, Coach.
Yes, I'm sorry. 9-yard line.
7-yard pickup for Miller on that carry.
Yeah, they're just surprised me they run the option, but anyway, good. It was a good game.
4 defensive front for McDonald County. Same formation once again. Handoff's going to go to Miller right up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. Keeps his feet churning. Inside the 6. So see, it's going to depend on the spot. Far side judge says he's got it at the 6. Near side judge says he's a little shy.
Well, he needed the 7, and he's at the 7 regardless, and they spotted at the 6.
Needed the 6.
Yeah, he needed the 6-yard line. They give it to him first
down and goal. Yeah. They started that on the 16. The new set of downs was on the 16. So first down and goal at the 6.
We came out 3 times in an unbalanced line to the right. I don't know if Mack County is shifting over, but they tried to run backside up the middle that time.
We saw them do that a lot against Carl Junction last week. Excuse me. My voice is slowly going away. Receivers each side this time for Seneca. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Man, there's nowhere for him to run as they brought the house. Basically 8 guys coming up for Miller. It's going to be a loss on the play all the way back to, looks like, the 9-yard line, Coach.
Yeah, they've got him marked back at the 9. And you're right. They just filled every gap, and there was no place to go.
A loss of 3 in the play, so those 3 yards he just got on the first down. Now it's going to be a loss of 3. Looks like Miller's going to check out.
This is where RPO can come into play. Maybe, try an option play where you can option it and then pass.
Oh, that was Silas Ball that checked out. Excuse me. Their numbers look so similar.
Yeah.
Trips to the near side this time. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around, going to cut back to the near side. Makes a couple defenders miss. Oh, they're going to trip him up at the line of scrimmage again. Coming up to make the play, Ryder Martin and also number 11, Jake O'Brien. They've ran that play opposite sides each time, and it's not gotten a whole lot of positive yards. Now it's 3rd down and goal.
I think they were trying to run it to that right side. He tried to bounce it back to that backside, and there was a lot of guys there as that'll end the quarter.
Going to the 4th quarter, Seneca leading 35-20, but they're knocking on the door. We'll have the 3rd down and goal play for you in the 4th quarter right after this.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Fourth quarter action coming at you here as Seneca leading 35-20. Third down and goal, ball at the 9-yard line. Two running backs in the backfield with Probert. Handoff's going to go to Haynes. It's going to be reversed to Graham. He's going to get wrapped up and taken down for a big loss back there to make the play. Looks like Ryder Martin maybe back there blowing that play up. Nope, number 16, excuse me. That's going to, I don't have a number on him. Don't have a name on him on the roster.
If he had been able to get by him, there was a lot of green grass on this side. Seneca trying a little bit of trickery, but couldn't get it. And obviously fourth down and long ways to go here. Seneca was able to stop them on a fourth down. Now you need 19 yards. See if you drew something to Drew Sherwood, who's loaded.
It's going to be a backside quarterback throwing to him. And ball's going to be intercepted, batted down, as Roman Miller didn't have his hand grip right on that one. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
That one didn't matter, Seth, because they had two guys covering him there. So, you know, they did a good job of being able to stop that play. Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link. Download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
Two receivers the near side, one to the far. Ryder Martin shotgun. Handoff's going to go to Land. He's going to get wrapped up and taken down. Maybe a gain or 1 or 2 on the play. He got him spotted at the 20. So it's going to be a loss. Or no, a gain of 1, excuse me, on the play.
Yeah, they've got him. The guy on your side marked him at the 19.
On the other side.
Or at the 21, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 21-yard line, so pick up a 2 there. Second down and 8. They got that wing heavy set to this near side. It's going to be a quarterback sweep to the right side. Come up to fill the gap as Roman Miller makes him cut back. There's nobody on the backside as Martin dancing around and giving chases. Brant Laughlin, Hunter Haynes going to wrap him up and take him down at the 42-yard line. We talked about that during the half, Coach. Over pursuit, nobody there for the backside cut for Ryder Martin on the sweep. Good job by Miller. He read it beautifully, but wasn't able to make the play.
I can't tell you how important that is. And we go it over and over on defense when I was coaching, is the backside has got to stay disciplined, stay home, and be ready to fill those gaps.
That's a big stop a while ago for the Mustangs. I mean, Seneca had it first down and goal at the 6 and forced them back 13 yards. Stacked receivers to the near side. Handoff's going to go to Land, dancing around the line of scrimmage, makes the cut as he was hesitant on that one, and it worked out well, taking a page out of Roman Miller's playbook. He's going to get down to the 40 right now. Seneca kind of having some troubles on defense stopping this run game for McDonald County.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. Visit our branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
They haven't put a ball on the ground yet on their snap to the quarterback, as they had 6 or 7 last week that were on the ground. Got that figured out. Handoff's going to go to Land. No, he's going to pull at the last second. Martin's going to take it to the right edge. He's going to get spun out of bounds. It looked like Land was going to get hit hard in the backfield. It's forward progress. I say he took him out at the 37-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play, second down and 7. That was a late pull there by Martin.
Well, yeah, you notice they blitzed Ryder Owens from the outside. He was there to make the play. He just didn't break down and do it.
Second down, and 7. RPO once again. This time it's a straight handoff to Land. Makes the first guy miss. Roman Miller was there, and he's going to be brought down by Hunter Haynes, but not before he can get the first down to the 28. They're just doing whatever they want to right now against the Seneca defense.
We left the 4-man front, went to a 3-man front. Back to a 3-man with more linebackers, and they're finding the holes.
Miller was there, maybe a split second too late as Land was by him. Their timing's just a bit off tonight defensively. 3-4 look for the Indians. 2 receivers on the outside. Kind of a stack 3. Handoff's going to go the first man through, not quite as explosive as Roman Miller takes him down. And it's going to be Benny Hanna. I'm pronouncing his name. Benny Humia, I think is how you pronounce it, at the 26. 2nd down and 8. 8:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. Sponsors for tonight's game: Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. 2nd down and 8 coming up as Land checks back in. Handoff's going to go to Rossler to the far side, makes a cut, still on his feet. Roman Miller giving chase, and he's taking him with him and finally just going to haul him out of bounds. And that's a first down for McDonald County at the 12. First down at the goal at the 12, or first down 10 at the 12 for McDonald County. The 14-yard pickup there for Rossler. That's his biggest gain of the night. He only had 7 yards prior to that carry.
Seth, you knew tonight was going to be a tough night for Seneca. Senior night here in Anderson. It might be the last time these seniors get a chance to play here, so you knew they were going to give their all.
It's going to be a quarterback sweep to the right side. Martin's going to cut back to the backside, though, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Good job there to stay at home for the Indians as Brock Pendergraph makes the stop. They're going to say his forward progress was all the way back. The forward progress was to the 11. I'm not sure he even got to the 11.
They're marking him at the 12.
It looks like the line of
Okay,
scrimmage.
sorry. It looked like they had him at the 11. 2nd down and 10. That far side judge, I thought he was at the 11.
We went 4 front on that one. Now we're back to 3.
Trying to change things up against McDonald County, kind of keep them guessing. Handoff's going to go to Rossler. Rossler's going to get tripped up in the backfield. Ryder Owen's going to take him down first man there for the Indians. Looks like it may have been Roman Miller or Silas Ball. Again, can't tell the number between the two of them. And it's going to be a loss on the play back to the 15. You know what they haven't really done a whole lot in this second half?
Pass the ball?
Pass the ball. They have not done that a whole lot here in the second half. Maybe play action right here. You get that defense to bite, and your defenders are looking in the backfield because you've ran the ball so much here in the second half.
I will say they are taking a lot of time here, down 2 scores.
Sanderson split out to the far side. Looks like maybe number 2 on this near side is Fagan. Martin waiting for the snap. Handoff's going to go to Rossler. Rossler's going to make a jump cut, makes the first man miss. Silas Ball was there, forces him back inside, but no gain on gain of 1 at the 14 on the play. It's going to be 4th down and about 12.
It's a very interesting play call on 3rd down and 13, down 2 scores.
They've had it happen before where they got 14 yards on that. They were hoping to get it right there.
We may see a timeout here.
Coach Hoover's going to talk about this one. 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Seneca lead 35-20. Look back in 30 seconds.
When you buy an airline ticket and something unexpected comes up, you can use that ticket at another time, but you can't give it to another person. You can't fly in someone else's ticket. Well, the same goes for God. See, there's no way that you can get into heaven on someone else's ticket. God says each of us will give an account of himself. Jesus paid your way into heaven when he died on a cross for every wrong thing that you've ever done. Call 1-888-NEED-HIM. That's 1-888-NEED-HIM.
Welcome me back here as Seneca leading 35-20, but McDonald County has a 4th down coming up here at their own 14-yard line.
Not their own, Seneca's.
Excuse me, Seneca's 14-yard line, excuse me.
Big play here, Seth. Seneca up 2 scores. You stop them here. I mean, they've had the ball for, 3-4 minutes, and if they can't score.
So you're missing your inside linebacker. You're missing your other outside linebacker with Prober if he's not playing defense. Hasn't carried the ball hardly at all either. That's a big loss for you on the Indian side.
I mean, Miller's
Two receivers on the near side, one to the far side. Can't be looking in the backfield. Stay at home with your receiver. Going to send land in motion. Going to fake the screen to him. Now he's looking for the wheel route. He's got a man open. That's going to be out of bounds. Turnover on down. Seneca will have it at their own 12-yard line with 6:54 to go in this one.
I think they were looking for where that guy went in motion, and Seneca did a good job of picking him up there. Well, you have a second. Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's play of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics. Now that I think that between the two teams, Seth, I think that's 3 straight turnover on downs.
Yep, it is. Good call, Ben. It is. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the left side. He's going to bounce to the outside. He's at the 15-yard line. Makes a cutback at the 20, rolls over to defender, and he's going to have enough for the first down to the 21. I was going to say 25, excuse me.
Just student body left there for Roman Miller. Wide receivers able to get a block. You have pulling. I can't tell if that was a guard or a tackle, but you had somebody pulling that picked up a block as well.
Well, you got unbalanced line again. You know, you got Jude King coming over here with the linebacker, with the wide receivers. So they got 3 over there, but one of them's covered up, so it's just a run play that way. Same thing. Nope, different here. Sorry.
2 receivers on the near side for Probert. Jude King's going to reverse. Now it's going to be 3 receivers on the near side. It's going to be a handoff to Miller right to the left side. He lowers his shoulder at the 30-35. He breaks free. He's going to be tripped up from behind as he had a head of steam going forward to the 41.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle.
That it was. 16-yard pickup for Miller on that carry.
Once again, you see Jude King go over there with the receiver, so we've got an unbalanced line. Get the Mac County to shift that way, and then we try to run the backside on the weak side.
6 minutes to go in this one. 3 plays, 54 seconds. So if they can average 3 plays, well, we got 18 more plays. Do that math real quick. Trips to the near side for the Indians. Probert taking his time. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Handoff's going to go to Miller, dancing around, bounces to the right side a little bit off center. Going to get about to the 43, so just a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down.
Miller's been a workhorse tonight, Seth, but he's still proven that he can get those big chunk plays because I think he's getting close to 200 yards on the night.
Ben, quit peeking over my shoulder and look at my stat sheet.
I wasn't even looking at your stat sheet.
He's getting there. He's not quite there yet. 2nd down and 8 right now. Just got to hang on to the football and drive the ball down the field. 5:11 to go in this one.
You just want first downs and let the clock continue to wind.
2 receivers to the far side. 1 H-back to the far side as well. Probert just taking his time, and there's a stoppage. Looks like maybe Seneca timeout somewhere. Something happened. Timeout Seneca. We'll step aside with him. 5 minutes to go in this one. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
Welcome back in here to Anderson, Missouri. Sponsors for tonight's game: People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, and Prelude Maintenance Center, as well as Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
I'm very confused because the officials are talking to somebody about something.
Maybe the clock?
It's not a clock issue. Is it a member of the chain gang?
Chains was messed up for just a second.
There we go. They got sorted out. We're going to have action for you here in just a second. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Indians. Receivers to each side. 2 to the far side, excuse me. Going to send a man in motion. And it's going to be a fake to him. It's going to be Miller taken to the left side. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage, keeps his feet going. He's going to be across the 40-yard line. Face mask there. There's 2 penalty flags. He was pulled back by his face mask. That's going to be the 15-yard variety He's got all the way down inside McDonald territory to the 37-yard line. And it's going to be 15 on top of that. Put him down to 22.
Don't be surprised that ain't on Roman.
Well, he got his head pulled backwards, though.
He had a face mask.
Did he? So they're both offsetting?
I don't know. But I know Roman had the face mask.
I think they're calling it on Seneca because Seneca's backing up here.
Oh, goodness.
The stiff arm, when he stuck the stiff arm out, he grabbed his face mask and twisted it. And I think that's what he's calling.
So technically it's
up to the 47.
A gain of 4.
Gain of 4 in the play after all that.
So, but you redo the down still, don't you?
I'm not sure. They've got second down.
I think that's second down.
Second down and 4. Should be second down and 4, maybe.
Maybe 5.
It's not a loss of down. You know that. They didn't do that. They didn't do this maneuver right there. So it's not a loss of down.
Yeah, they have second down and 4.
Second down and 4 coming up from their own 47-yard line. Graham to the near side and Sherwood to the near side. Has a big run there by Miller. You hate to see that call back. And Seneca, stoppage of play, timeout for Seneca. We'll step aside with him. 4:37 to go here in this one.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and we're recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school.
And we welcome you back here. Seneca is going to run the ball to the left side. Didn't even see it.
I think that was
They
Miller.
came back early.
I think that was Miller.
Miller's going to be shy of the first down at the 49. So a 2-yard pickup on that play. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds all the way at the 49. So 3rd down and 2 coming up for Roman, or for the Indians.
Matt County has 2 timeouts. That one helps Matt County because he stepped out of bounds.
So 3rd down and 2 coming up.
4:31 and the clock stopped.
Stonewall are going to be split out to the near side this time. Hunter Haynes on the far side.
Could also see an arrow route here potentially.
Hayden Crane at the tight end position. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got enough for the first down, taking defenders with him. Got a hold on the football, spins out of tackle, and he's going to be down at the 40-yard line. He almost was able to spring that one free after nearly being stopped. 11-yard gain on the play, 1st down and 10.
And the clock continues to wind, which is what you want.
That's one of those plays. That's just a zone blocking scheme where out of the offensive line steps left and climbs. And what happens is when you step left and the whole defense steps to their right, the hole opens up on the backside, just what Roman hit.
Beautifully explained, Coach.
Well, you try. I don't know.
I'm not even paying attention to that. You got that vantage point right over there.
We used to say, give it to the running back. He gets his name in the paper.
That's right. It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. That offensive line doing a good job tonight. Handoff, high snap, penalty flag comes flying in from the near side. Judge, once again, I'm just going to be quiet here and let this one get sorted out. Defensive encroachment against the neutral zone infraction against the Indians. I've not seen a neutral zone infraction called very often, but they just did.
Could be a false start, and you just gave the wrong signal. I know.
But that's yeah. Usually that's a defensive encroachment in the neutral zone type of penalty. 1st down and 15.
Iron out the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. And Seth, kind of the difference in the game tonight has been that one turnover, and then right next play, Seneca was able to get a touchdown out of it. And they are going to have to hurry here and get themselves set.
They get the play off. Miller's going to take it, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage coming up to make the play. Probably Ryder Martin, if I had to guess, and I am correct. There's a timeout on the field as McDonald County calls one with 3:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside. 2nd down 15 coming up.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is NewMac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is newmac.com or 417-451-1515. NewMac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
Second down and 15 coming up for the Indians. Going to hand it off to Miller to the left side. He's got a head of steam at the 40-yard line, still on his feet at the 35, and he's going to fall down about the 31-yard line, just shy of the first down. He dove down. I'm not going to see where it's where you begin your slide if it's like the NFL rule. He's at the 31, so pick up a 14 on the play, 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, he slid down. I think he thought he had the first down, but not quite there as Matt County takes their final timeout of the evening.
We'll step aside with them, come back. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, right after this.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Welcome back here as Seneca looking at a 3rd down and 1 just a tick under 3 minutes to go here in this one.
This is where a pop pass to Jude King would give you probably a touchdown.
It's just going to be a straight handoff. Penalty flag comes flying in once again from this near side judge. It's just
So somebody's got to be lining up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, it's hard
to make it
tell
3rd and 6.
Our advantage.
It's kind of like the NFL, that tush push where teams aren't doing or officials aren't doing a great job of officiating that.
I haven't been right across the line of scrimmage, so I can't figure out what's going on.
To give that signal twice from the same side judge, it's just kind of odd. Maybe Aiden Crane's lining up in the neutral zone. I don't know. Don't want to speculate. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around. It's going to be a wall of McDonald County defenders that stop him as McDonald County's out of timeouts. Players slow to get off the turf for both teams. And finally Miller makes his way off the ground. Ball placed at the 34, so a 2-yard pickup, 4th down and 4 coming up for the Indians.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports.
4th down and fourth down and 4 to go, excuse me.
Seneca going to take all the time they can. They don't even get out of the huddle until under 10 on the play clock. Have to hustle at that point.
Last second there, advice play calling there for the Indians as they had to come back to the huddle. 3 seconds left. Coach Hilburn's going to call a time with 2:09 to go here. We'll step aside with him. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Fourth down and 4 coming up for the Indians. 2:09 to go in this one. Seneca leading 35-20.
This is one, Seth, where maybe try a pass here and just get a first down, go down, and you can milk the rest of the clock.
Got an empty set here for the Indians. Probert going to roll out to his right, looking downfield, and he's got a man open. That's got to be a penalty flag. He was all over Haynes before the pass was even thrown, but no penalty flag. On the coverage, number 11, Jake O'Brien. It's going to be a turnover on down with 2:05 to go. First incomplete pass in the night for Probert. Seneca, McDonald County will have it on their own 34. First down and 10. Trips to the near side. McDonald County looking to put their 2-minute offense in right now as there's 2:05 left to go in this one. They're trailing by 15. Ryder Martin going to drop back to pass. He's going to take off and run. And Jude King's going to come up and make him go to the sideline, as well as on the far side, looks like maybe Silas Ball. Going to say he got up to the 43. Pickup of 9 on the play, second down and 1.
And Seth, obviously, passing downs here for Mac County, but Ryder Martin is going to take those kind of gains if you're going to give them to him.
Yeah, can't allow that pocket to open up. And also keep him in bounds. Trips to the near side. Martin's a smart enough player to go to get out of bounds. Martin got pressure in his face. He's going to escape, and he's going to step back a little bit, stay behind the line of scrimmage, and finally he's just going to heave it over the middle. It's going to be caught by Rossler. Rossler's unable to go down. Finally, Drew Sherwood's going to pull him down. They're going to say his forward progress was at the 43. He ran backwards on the other side of the 45, trying to spin out of contact.
They're going to hurry up here, obviously, as the clock will start once the chains are set.
12-yard pickup there to Rossler. Ryder Martin looking for the deep ball, throwing it deep, and the defender falls down. That was Brant Laughlin, fell down twice trying to get up.
Seneca catches a break there, Seth, because that was open for Mac County.
Ball's at the 44-yard line, excuse me. So pick up a 13 on that last play. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Campbell Biddicombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Marine Center Incorporated. Doubles for Martin. Dropping back to pass, looking for the quick out route to Rossler. Rossler stays in bounds. Missed tackle there by Silas Ball, and that's going to allow them to get out of bounds and stop the clock at the 38-yard line. Pick up a 6, third down and 4.
Yeah, that's big, not only because you stop the clock, but you're also able to get a couple extra yards. Missed tackles tonight have been a problem for the Indians.
Doubles now for the Mustangs. I can't see the scoreboard anymore because the door is open, so help me out if you see the clock. Martin's going to look for the out route. Miller was going to try to jump that route. The intended target looked like number 15 maybe on that far side. Sanderson falls incomplete.
1:33 to go. Fourth down play. This is your ball game. See if Seneca can rise up and get a stop.
Seneca Indian football brought to you by Four State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction.
And this is where Martin's escapability comes into play. You can't go too far upfield if you're those defensive ends.
Martin's just going to roll out to the right, going to set up shop. Aiden Crane going to give chase to him. He's going to get to him and pull him down, and it's going to be incomplete. Turnover on downs, and Seneca will take this one.
Good job there by Crane of beating his blocker and then forcing a bad throw on the play with 1:28 to go. Seneca will improve to 7-0 on the year.
First down and 10 for Seneca. Ball on their own 38-yard line. A couple kneel downs should do it for the Indians. Seneca in victory formation as Hunter Haynes is back deep for the Indians. A tough win tonight for the Indians. Both of them scored to start the second half, and nobody able to score after that point.
Well, we knew McDonald County was going to play tough tonight, Seth.
You see Probert try to get up gingerly there off that left knee. He kneeled down and tried to get up, and he was slow to get up.
But Seth, you want to use these next couple weeks to get healthy, and then you have a bye week in there as well if you're the Indians.
I mean, Probert lost 5 yards on that carry. It's me and my brothers used to always joke about that. A good quarterback would get you positive yards and no net yardage.
He's going to have to take 2 more snaps here because the play clock will...
Well, it just depends on, too, how quickly they set the ball.
Yeah.
Next snap, Probert's going to take a knee, kind of run around a little bit, man. He is hobbling, trying to get up off the ground.
You need 1 more snap, I think, here.
They haven't started the play clock. That will do it.
Okay.
That should do it. The play clock hasn't started.
And Seneca does not have to snap. Yeah, the play clock still hasn't started. There it finally goes. Wonder if they want to talk about reset. I mean, in the end, it really doesn't matter, so there's no point in having to reset the play clock here.
Seneca escapes tonight with a 35-20 victory in Anderson, Missouri over the McDonald County Mustangs. We'll go to the postgame show where we have some stats for you after this.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians! The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Welcome back in here to McDonald County football field as the Indians win this one 35-20. Coach Harbaugh's down there in the field, and he's trying to get Coach Hughes to round up his.
I'm trying to get over here.
Our players of the game.
Coach Hughes is trying to round them up for me here a little bit. You know, the offensive line, these guys have been carrying everybody. I know we didn't have them. We don't get them near enough.
So you got down there with you, Coach. You got number.
Here we go.
Can't see real well. You got number.
Let's start off with maybe the vocal one of the bunch here. Let's start off with. Look up here. I hate to get your worst side. You know, the other side may be better looking, but I don't know. But we got Jace Renfro. Jace, your senior year here, you're going through this. You know, you got to be one of the anchors of this offensive line. Kind of a new offensive line for the last 2 years.
Yeah, sorry. This group, we're pretty new, and the first couple games would be rough, but eventually we'd get it rolling. We've got a great group of young guys, and they're very talented. I'm just fortunate enough to, be a senior when they're all younger than me.
Well, I tell you what, you brought them all together. Let's get Pendergraft in here. Let's get Brock. If he's not a senior, they got some playing time last year a little bit, and now you got to be one of the main guys out here today.
Yeah, it really just means a lot. Especially last year, I was always hungry to get on the field, put in the work, just put in the hours, and good things happen to those who work hard.
But you guys have done a great job so far this year. I mean, you guys are – hey, the other guy, I always tell about, I was an offensive line coach. The other guys, they get their name in the paper, them guys that think they're good. But you're the guys who wanted to put it there. Get some of these other guys. Let's get Jude King in here. Another senior year, been biding his time to get in. Great catch last week for the first touchdown.
Thank you.
How's the hand doing?
Pretty good. I'll probably have to brace off it next week.
Brace off next week. You've been doing a great job blocking on the outside.
Thank you.
Well, I know you're awful. You're
man of
boisterous.
Yeah.
Let's get someone else in here. Get 74 in here.
Ginger Barnes.
Ginger Barnes. I tell you what, another guy been biding his time here. You've done a great job here. You're playing strong guard, right?
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, you've done good. I've watched you on film. I get to watch you guys. So you've done a great job this year.
I'm blessed to be on this O-line with all my friends. Best O-line in the state of Missouri, baby.
Well, I tell you what, it's looking good here. Let's get the next one, 71 here.
Landon
Hughes.
Sophomore.
Landon Hughes. I tell you what, I've like I said, I'm an old ex-O-line coach, and I get to watch you guys on film. I've watched the progress. You guys doing a great job.
Thank you. I've always been kind of like an underdog coming into here, but I just, work my butt off and get in there.
Hey, sophomore, I'll tell you what, you're doing a great job doing this.
Thank you.
Hey, let's get the last one in here.
Get your center, Jeffrey Todd.
Jeffrey Todd in here. The anchor. I'm telling you what, Jace had to do it last year. He stepped over to quick guard. Now Jeffrey Todd is in here being the anchor of the bunch here. How's it feel like being being in the middle of this bunch?
Well, I feel really blessed, first of all. There are some point in times where I wish I could just be like Jace, but I'm just blessed to be able to take his spot and just go on.
You don't have to be like Jace. Why don't you be like Todd? How's that? Be like him. Play like he does.
We got one of Jace.
Yeah, we got one Jace. We don't need another one.
I feel like the offensive line would be more fun.
All right, guys, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, there's your players of the game, our offensive line, and plus Jude King, tight end blocking Jude King.
I think my battery just went down.
Jude King, you got Gentry Barnes, you got, I'm drawing a blank on Jeffrey Todd, Landon Hughes, Jace Renfro, and Brock Pendergraft, all those guys doing a good job. Coach, make sure you tell them if they need a double XL, I'll get that for them next week if they don't want an XL, so make sure you tell them that. He's probably got his earbuds out already talking to those guys, get them situated, but we're certainly proud of that offensive line tonight. You're looking at the stats from the offensive line, able to open up for 242 yards tonight, 44 attempts, 5.5-yard averages. We got Coach Hilburn joining us here. We're going to go ahead and keep it here, Ben, since he's already here in the hot seat. We'll go ahead and interview him since he's made his way up here. Coach, first off, congratulations. Tough victory tonight against a physical team.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough. We had several kids out tonight, and
Our quarterback played on one leg. What a tough kid to be able to do that. But we lost him on defense. They stayed out there. But I couldn't be more proud of our kids. Like, we're playing without 2 first-team All-State kids on defense, and found a way to hold them to 1 touchdown in the second half. So credit to Coach Crane and that defense for getting it done.
Kind of wild, though. You're missing both those guys, Adams and Probert, on defense, and you force 3 straight turnovers on down in that second half. Maybe you need to pull them off a little bit more often and let the other guys do work, because they did a good job filling in for them.
I'd rather not pull them off, but,
yeah.
but you're right. Those other guys, and I told our kids after the game, like, I think that's going to pay off for us at some point. Jude King had to start at a Mike linebacker tonight. Ryder Owens has to go out there and get his first varsity start tonight. We're just rolling people, side ball. Brody goes down. Like, 3 pretty big pieces were out tonight, and to hold that team to 20 with that quarterback, great job by our defense.
Yeah, Ryder Martin able to run just whenever he wanted to. You guys seemed like you had him bottled up a few times, and he kind of took off, and you guys were able to finally catch up and make plays to him downfield. But he just does a good job of keeping your defense honest for the most part, and you guys were back there kind of keeping their assignments. How did you feel like the defensive performance was tonight against him?
Early on, we weren't pleased with it, but we knew that we may have to come down here and trade blows for a little bit. It's their senior night, possibly their last game on their home field. We're down some players, and that's not an excuse. And a very good quarterback, and so we did that. We went back and forth. Defense forced a huge turnover there for us to get up 2 scores, and I was a little bit disappointed that offensively we had a chance to put it away 2 different times, and normally that's who we are. I mean, that's our identity in the fourth quarter. Go run the ball and put it away. And a little shorthanded, with obviously we weren't going to run our quarterback and risk, putting him in a bad situation. And we were getting a loaded box, and we were kind of -1 in there. And we just kind of, Roman, go take care of that guy. And how about that kid, how tough he was tonight? I don't know how many carries he had.
Yeah, I was getting ready to go over that with you, switching over to the offensive side of the football. Roman had 30 carries, 200 yards even. So he just became a workhorse for you whenever you saw Probert go down and wasn't able to do everything to his full capabilities with that lower injury.
Yeah, had to carry us, defensively and then go out there and carry the ball 30 times. And normally we try to keep those guys around 18, 19 carries. And but he knew at halftime, and he wanted it. That's who he is. Like, give me the ball, like, about time, you give me 30 carries, and he went out there, and obviously we played through him, and then we made some plays in our passing game too, in some big situations. Blaze and Hunter both made some plays. Brody threw the ball still really well, off one leg, and our protection was good with our offensive line.
Yeah, Probert only 1 incomplete pass, that very last one. He tried to hit Haynes on the out route. From our viewpoint, it looked like maybe the defender got there a little bit early and tripped up Haynes while the ball was in there. Either way, he was 6 of 7 on the night, 166 yards, 1 score, putting the ball right on the money whenever he needed to.
Yeah, I think everybody was questioning us, even though we were running the ball for a lot of yards. And when the passing game's going to get going, and the last 2 weeks we've seen straight man coverage on the edge and a loaded box, and that's when it's got to be ready. And he was ready for it. Our receivers were ready for it, got themselves open, did a great job tonight.
How about Brock Pendergraft for you doing his job? He sees that screen coming, stops in his track. Martin puts it right in his chest, and he's able to hold it. He's got some. He's second right now for interceptions on the team for the defensive aspect goes.
No, that's a great job and good job with Coach Pendergraft and Coach Adams, our defensive line coaches. That's something that we repped all week because we thought they got out really early on their screen, and we could key it, and then they repped it. I saw them rep it in their Indy, that exact play, and they're taught to retrace the lineman's steps, and he did it. He saw it. I'm unblocked for a reason, retraced his step, and made a huge play right there.
You talk about them putting so many guys in the box. That one goal line stand, I think it was in the second half where you guys got down there first and goal at the 6 or so. It seemed like they were sending 9 guys. The only guys that weren't coming were the cornerbacks, the defensive backs on the outside edge. What do you do in a situation like that where they've got the numbers on you? How do you kind of go up against that in a shortened field?
Well, normally we counter with more people, but Kai Adams is our second H-back, so our 3-back personnel wasn't available tonight, and we were shorthanded. But we knew that coming in, and our theme, we try to have a theme each week, and this week was don't flinch, because we knew we were going to have to come down here and grind, and there was going to be adversity. It's the year of adversity, so we might as well just embrace it at this point. It's never going to be clean. It's never going to be perfect, and you know what? That's all right. And sometimes last year we got a little spoiled, and in the moment I probably don't love it. But when you get through this, I talk to our kids all the time. Like football is just preparation for life, and our kids, the things they go through on a Friday night, Man, that stuff prepares you, and ups and downs and all those things. It prepares you for, we got some kids that are going to graduate in a short amount of time, and life is full of adversity.
And there was a time, too, that we keep talking about the adversity you guys keep hitting over and over again. At one point, the right tackle jumps off sides, the right guard jumps off sides, no penalty flag thrown. They get a big chunk of yardage, and then the very next play we get a personal foul penalty called on a late hit where the guy was still in bounds. So you're talking 20 free yards for McDonald County. Backs against it. They ended up scoring the drive, but you guys still held their own against them.
Yeah, and I think, I told our kids before the game, I felt like this was a game that's got a chance to be a redo game of the Mack County game, because I knew with us being shorthanded what this game was going to look like, and I knew it was going to be a hard game and a hard-fought game, and there's going to be adversity. And I told them, very, very few times do you get redos, and I felt like it was going to be the same game. A redo, how are we going to handle it? Are we a better football team now at handling adversity? And I think tonight proved that we are.
You guys were able to come down here and get the job done at a tough environment in McDonald County. These kids always play Seneca tough. We talked about that in our pregame show. Physicality is always going to be there against these kids. You talk about how big their offensive line was, and they were able at some point there in the second half on some of their drives, they were able to get big chunks of yardage on that RPO where they just kept handing off the land.
Yeah, we were having to play a back-and-forth game with a three-man front and a four-man front. We were trying to get a little extra speed on the field to contain the quarterback, and obviously it didn't work there for a while. And good job by Coach Crane, our defensive staff. They went in there and blended that four-man front with it and brought a little pressure that second half. And, we were at a spot we couldn't just set on our – we like playing our base defense, and we think we're good enough to play our base defense sometimes. Tonight was a night that we had to take some chances and move our front and change our front a little bit, and they did a really good job of doing that.
And you talk about your defense having that ability to be in your base set, make plays whenever you needed to. Whenever you see other teams coming up against you guys, they're running 8-9 in the box, blitzing the guys left and right, running stunts, running linebacker stunts against you guys. Ryder Martin coming up and shooting a gap from the safety position to have a 2-yard stop, 3-yard stop against Roman Miller. What allows you guys to be able to have that success defensively where you're not sending guys a high-risk, high-reward type of situation on the defensive side of the football?
Yeah, we're never going to put our kids in a spot where we turn on the film on Monday and say that's, we didn't have anybody for that guy. We're never that we're just pulling him out of our hat. We're gonna take some chances, but we have everything covered up. And our kids understand that, and they understand when we're bringing those pressures, now my responsibility changes. And in order to do that, you have to rep it. You can't go in, bring your backers, bring this. No, we rep a goal line set every week on Wednesday of here's what we're going to do in short yardage situations, goal line situations, and how it changes our responsibilities and situational football. And the fourth down that we ran a bunch set on offense and we hit Blaze on a drag. That's a brand new play this week. And it was for that situation. We're going to get a 4th and 5, and we're going to run this play one time. And it may be the only time we run it all year. But when we call it, it's going to be in a high leverage situation. We have to execute it, and they did tonight.
How does your team, are they able to make the adjustments? Because you guys said you worked really hard this week on your defense to get your defensive fits right. How were they able to make that adjustment in just a short amount of time, basically 2 days to be ready for Friday night?
Yeah, so I won't lie to you that this weekend that wasn't our plan. And when we came out Monday with a different plan, and when we came back in and Tuesday we tried to tweak it and we still didn't love it. And, our staff was there till 10 o'clock at night, Tuesday night, reinventing the wheel a little bit. And so Wednesday we rolled out a whole new front. And it's not the first time we've done that, So we rolled it out, and we thought this was the way to fit them. But in order to do that, our kids have to put in a lot of time. And so our kids were in the film room at 3 p.m. today. And we normally don't film Thursday practice because it's a walkthrough. Thursday wasn't a walkthrough for us. It was more like a Wednesday practice. And then we treated today like a meeting, like a Thursday meeting. And we tell the kids, you always have time. There's never a time where you can quit preparing. We got time up until 7 o'clock. We can prepare. We can make changes. We can do things. And credit our kids and Coach Crane at 3 o'clock today. They're in there on the film tweaking a few more things. The what ifs of this scenario comes up. How are we going to adjust to it? And tonight in the second half, you see that stuff show up.
talk about adapt and overcomability from your guys' team. Is that kind of the motto, how you would describe your team best on the defensive side of the football late in the season like this?
Yeah, our motto was perfect this week. Don't flinch.
Yeah.
Just don't flinch. Bad things happen, man. Don't flinch. Let's play the next play. Let's go encourage the guy that made a mistake. Don't flinch, and let's play the next down.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on a tough win down here in Anderson. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the four-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
We live in a world where change is inevitable. Or is it? Billy Graham.
We're living in a changing world, but some things never change. The laws of nature don't change. There are certain truths that never change. God hasn't changed. The Bible says, I am the Lord, I change not. The Bible says God is not a man that he should lie, nor the Son of Man that he should change. God hasn't changed in all of these centuries. He's the same in every generation. God is unchanging in judgment, but God is also unchanging in his love.
Learn more about the loving God who is the same today, tomorrow, and forever at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back in here to the postgame show. Your postgame show sponsors Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Run through some stats for you for the game. We'll start out with the visiting with the home team McDonald County Mustangs. Ryder Martin attempted 16 passes tonight, completed 8 of them for 73 yards. On the ground tonight, Brody Rossler was 8 of 19, 8 carries, 19 yards. Ryder Martin, 20 carries, 165 yards. Connor Land, 10 carries for 80 yards. And Benny Humia for 3 for 11 yards. Rubik had 1 reception for 2 yards. Rossler had 3 receptions for 28 yards. Gordon had 3 receptions for 38 yards. And Riley had 1 reception for 5 yards. Totals for McDonald County, 275 rushing on 41 attempts, 6.7 yards average. And 73 passing yards, 8 completions for 9.1 yard average. 348 total yards for the McDonald County Mustangs tonight. For your Seneca Indians, Brody Probert, 6 of 7 through the air tonight, 166. Roman Miller was 0 for 1 tonight, just so you know that out there. Put that there on the cross of the radio waves. Got to give him a hard time about that, not completing that pass.
He's got a 0% passing complete percentage on the year.
That's an easy math there, Ben.
Yeah.
Blaze Graham, 2 carries, -5 yards. Roman Miller, 30 carries, 200 yards tonight. Brody Probert, just 10 carries, 43 yards tonight. Hunter Haynes, 2 carries, 4 yards. Blaze Graham had 3 receptions for 78 yards. Drew Sherwood, 1 for 29 yards. And Hunter Haynes, 2 for 59 yards. So for the totals for the Indians, 242 on the ground on 44 attempts, 6-yard average. And 166 through the air on 6 completions, 28 average. 408 yards of total offense for your Indians offense tonight. Not a bad night. Not typical what we see, but Coach Hilmer talked about it a while ago. You're down Kai Adams as your H-back. You're down your quarterback who's a run threat, a big run threat for you. There's a lot of holes to fill out there, and some of those guys, that's their first action on Friday night.
Yeah, like you said, Miller really was the bell cow tonight, and even when they're stacking 8-9 guys in the box and you're still able to get 200 yards rushing, I'd say that's not something to sneeze a bit at. And you look at Roman, it's that contributions in the weight room, Seth, because he is not going down on first contact. He even, lowered his shoulder and got a couple guys popped pretty good as well. So he does a good job all year long, and they're going to need him when it comes playoff time.
We'd send it down there to Coach, but he's too busy talking away. He don't even have his earphones in anymore.
I took all that down, so we can't even hear us anyways.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the postgame show. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll have the Final Drive Scoreboard Show. Your postgame show sponsors Crowder College and the Seneca School District.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Let's start in the Big 8 Conference. Cassville, stunner tonight over Nevada, in my opinion, 27-20 at Nevada. So that's a big win for the Wildcats. Lamar defeating Monette tonight, holding their offense under 40 points. That's a tough task to do, and they were able to win tonight 27-24 over Monette.
And Seth, in that game, they were down 24-20, so they came from behind.
And then East Newton all over Aurora tonight, 47-21.
Congratulations to the Cubs as they pick up their first win on the year.
Patriots.
Thank you. I had Cubs
okay.
on.
That's okay.
In the COC conference, we got some interesting scores. Ozark is beating Glendale in the fourth quarter, 35-34. Last update. Webb City all over Willard, 55-0. Lebanon beats Kickapoo, 36-10. A little bit of a shocker here tonight. Joplin beats Neosho, 31-28. Joplin on the road in that game. Carthage kicks a last-minute field goal to beat Republic, 30-28. And Nixa all over Waynesville, 55-14.
Moving over to the Ozark Mountain Conference, Logan Rogersville over the Marshfield, 49-7 tonight. Carl Junction runs their losing streak to 2 as they lose to Branson, 35-32. And West Plains defeating Poplar Bluff tonight, 41-12.
And the Mid-Lakes Clever last update was over Hollister, 20-0. And Fair Grove doubles up Reed Spring, 56-28.
That's quick math there for you, Ben. Good job. Southwest Conference tonight is Stockton over Diamond, 52-14, and Marionville have no problem with Sarcoxy. That was a big game because Sarcoxy, I think, pulled the upset with Miller last week. Marionville wins 40-0 over Sarcoxy.
And the only 8-man score we have is from last night. Lockwood beats New Heights, 63-8.
We'll take a break. We come back. We'll wrap up the Final Drive Scoreboard Show and everything else here in Anderson, Missouri right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome back to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Run through the rest of our scores. Oklahoma tonight, Berry Hill over Jay at the half, 21-0. Grove over Fort Gibson, 29-22. Wyandotte over Chelsea, 56-6.
In the SEK, I would say a pitcher's duel, but it's the wrong sport. There's no score between Independence and Eudora, and Parsons beat Neodeshe, is that how you pronounce that? 27-6.
And in the CNC Conference, Riverton over Columbus, 21-12. That's a final. Cherryville over Galena, 28-6. And Frontenac over Baxter Springs, 35-7. That's going to wrap things up for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Special thank you to Daniel Moore for getting together all those scores for you and keeping you up to date on those. Dalton Vaughn subbing in, running the camera for us this evening. He traveled down here to Anderson, Missouri. We surely appreciate him filling in tonight for us and keeping you right on the action, as it's no easy task to do whenever you're trying to watch a game and film a game. You want to watch the game more often than you want to film, but he does a good job keeping you on the action tonight, so special thank you to him. So for Daniel, Dalton, Coach Harbaugh, Ben Wolcott, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from McDonald County High School as the Indians win this one 35-20. Join us next week as we'll be at home to wrap up the regular season home schedule against the East Newton Patriots here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or a therapist can help you get back in the game. Join us again after the game next week as we will once again bring you all the latest scores right here on the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.